Hey everybody, welcome back to the Montarctica podcast. I really wish I could intro some sponsors right now, but we don't have any for this episode. So
here we is.
Everybody in the house. We got Noah.
Hey.
We brought back Johnny.
Self-sponsored.
Debbie Downer. Johnny.
John motherfucking
John Denver.
I'm only a downer after 10, and it's 9:53.
Perfect. So we got him for a few minutes here while he's happy. We were going to let him intro on the new drum set. He was back there trying to drum, and all of us are saying how tough it is to learn the drums from scratch. And it's a double bass pedal, or a double bass drum.
It's so
drum
hard.
Set. And, I mean, I can drum decently with just the hi-hat and using them like that, but trying to get my feet to pitter-patter along to whatever I got to do.
It's a little different.
Kudos to the amazing drummers out there.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, kudos to the amazing everyone out there that is good at whatever they do.
Yeah.
That's the toughest part of
Except
life.
rapists. Those guys aren't cool.
Where?
Rapists.
Oh, no. I thought you said except Ray J's. I'm like, you're bagging on your dad.
Hang
Oh, no,
on,
that place is
hang
the
on
fucking
here.
shiznit.
That's right. I guess, even rapists have their place.
No. Or
How-
maybe.
what?
Sean, you're going to get our podcast kicked off the
How
internet, and I
else-
think that's pretty tough to do.
How else would investigators have their job?
Murders.
All right,
Theft.
You got me. I'm
That's
over.
why most rapists get killed in prison.
Domestic
I'm
violence.
over rape. What is it on
I'm glad you're over
on
rape.
Blazing Saddles when he says, what's your problem? He said, I like rape, murder, arson, and rape.
I think
He said, I know. You said rape twice. He said, I know. I like rape.
John's little enough. I think he could be a rape victim pretty easily. From
Who says I haven't?
some angry girl
Fuck,
comes.
I
and
think
just
Harvey
grabs it.
Weinstein grabbed a hold of me one day on his way through Phillips County. And
Got you good, huh?
Oh, good lord!
Changed his
Anything we
life
say,
forever.
we're not trying to like. This is not serious. We're listed under the comedy section of podcasts.
Yeah, come on, people. Where's
Yeah.
your sense of humor?
send us a letter.
Lighten up a bit. Johnny did.
Yeah, I still got 5 minutes to go.
Yeah. And he weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah, and I'm
I could bench press Johnny probably 25 times.
Yeah.
if you grab the right handles.
Yeah.
There are no.
If he
hands.
held really still
mean
and
your
planked
spine?
for a while.
Oh, there you go with the fucking pen again, clicking
Yeah.
around.
Get that out of Travis's
Quit it.
hand or we're going to hear.
I needed to write things down every once in a while because some of my greatest
Nonstop.
ideas
Yeah.
come from podcasts.
And yeah, you should be great at the drums.
Yeah, I'm better than you.
Well, I don't know.
Anyway, so we got through this crazy cold snap. That's the reason we literally call it Montarctica. It
Yeah,
was
holy, we were in a
Yeah.
deep freeze.
35 below. I seen
Did we really get through it?
I seen Matt Stafford's wife complaining on Instagram
Oh, I
today.
seen tons
It's
of
8
people.
degrees in Detroit, and she's like, "Why do I live where the cold hurts my face?" I was like, "I said that a week ago,
Because
but it
your
was
husband
negative 35
sucks.
here."
Fuck on
Her husband's good.
the
I'll
first.
stand up for him.
On the first, it was with the wind chill. It was 45 degrees below zero or colder all day long.
Yeah.
Not just before the sun
I
came.
think it
up.
was more than one day in a row.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying. I know for a fact on the first, with the wind chill, it didn't get above 45
Yeah.
below.
So the invitation to the Philippines sounded pretty good.
Yeah.
Except all the
Demi, we're
fucking
coming to rock with you.
crocodiles. I mean, Jesus, you hear how many people getting killed by them down there in them swamps?
Wrestle.
Who
Their
cares?
legs don't go
The
out
lo-
either.
The
You
biggest.
wrestle them, Noah.
Oh fuck that!
I'd rather die in the
Close their
Philippines
mouth.
The
from
biggest
somebody
one
than-
ever caught is from the Philippines. Lu Long. She's like
Lu
fucking
Long.
I'd rather-
21 feet long or
I
something.
Ooh,
suppose-
ooh, Lu Long. And then I'd
Dude,
grab him and.
Have you guys ever watched
No,
the
I'm-
video or the show of that?
You think you could fight it in a cage?
No.
Not at all.
A what? An alligator?
A crocodile. Crocodiles are meaner than
Crocodile?
alligators. But
Dude,
you
they
don't-
can snap
they
their
hiss.
head damn near like all the way
Which is
behind
which?
their body.
Crocodile
fine.
is saltwater.
You can climb
Yeah.
the fence.
Well, I think alligators
They make both
probably are
freshwater
pretty-
and saltwater
They
crocodiles.
make them.
They make them.
Yeah, into boots.
How fucked up would it be to be out snorkeling one day and then a fucking of all the things you think you're gonna run into,
I've outsmart-
saltwater crocodiles? You're like, holy fuck!
Hey, I've outsmarted things before, but I've never out saltwatered.
I'm a little scared of the ocean at certain spots. I
Oh,
mean, like,
I am. I'm terrified
I love
of it.
the ocean. I love going to the ocean now.
It's
like
beautiful,
but
I love to look at it, but I'll never.
once
swim
I
in
get
it
into
again.
about my nipples, I'm terrified.
Even that, man, most shark attacks happen in less than 3 feet of water.
I think if I'm at least like to my belly button, I can jump a couple times before it drills me. But
Man, I was swimming
Not
out.
likely.
I was
I'm not-
swimming
no,
out
I'm
to
gonna
the
lose.
riptide and letting that carry me back in like 40-some feet, murky water.
Some people
seals
do that.
Seals up
Yeah.
on the
What
fucking
about that?
beach, and when I'm like, Jesus.
Speaking of, yeah,
great
what
white.
about that? What if a shark doesn't get you, and all of a sudden you're like 3 miles away from the shore?
That totally could have
what
happened.
if a shark?
I was
Yeah.
blacked out drunk and didn't remember it, thank God. But
Do you think somebody would have got a boat for you? Were they
oh,
watching?
I'm sure there was like, the tourist places. They got boats pulling
and
parasailers, and
in the ocean, don't you float a lot better because it's salt water?
I don't know that, but all
I went
know
underwater
is-
just fine.
All I know is that I was
But I
swimming
didn't try to
way
swim
too
much.
far out.
I think I read something somewhere. I think it was in a book.
In a book.
and apparently in salt water you have more
Have a
Buoyancy?
chance to die.
buoyancy.
Yeah, you do. You do
Yeah.
like the Dead Sea. The reason is because you can float in the salt water.
Right.
Huh.
Just like at the Salt Lake or whatever, you can just lay there and float.
Does anybody actually lay in the Salt Lake? Is that something that they do?
I think so. I don't know if it was the Salt Lake or there's some other lake or reservoir where the salt is a high dense salt. What am I trying to say here? High
America.
concentration of salt in the water makes you float more.
Huh. I'd believe it.
Just like salt water freezes at a lower temperature.
That segment, folks, brought to you by Johnny Science.
It's true, That's why the ocean
John
doesn't
the
freeze.
science guy.
One day I had a girlfriend where we were
John.
arguing about where something was diving into the ocean, and it was
Wait a minute.
like in
you
the
just said the
Antarctica.
other day you had a girlfriend.
No,
What do you-
The other year?
it's been a while ago.
Okay.
But
The other day I had a girlfriend. We were arguing. So what you've been telling us is false.
yeah, I've been hiding this.
John's been lying to us this whole
Yeah.
time.
Here, I'd like you to meet her.
John's like a
He made
If
a
only we
high
had
five
cameras.
motion.
John's
Her
like
name-
a phoenix. He
her name is
burns
Rosie.
up and then rises from the ashes every other day.
Anyways,
Back to the salt water.
back to the salt water. Where we
It's
were watching
dangerous.
these. Yeah, we were watching this. I think we were watching the March of the Penguins or something like that. And we were watching them dive into the ocean in the middle of the Antarctica in the winter. And she's like, God, can you imagine how cold that water must be? I was like, yeah, probably less than 32.
Pretty fucking cold.
I mean, it's
Do you think?
she wasn't a rocket surgeon.
You think penguins could survive up here?
I bet some species of them could.
for part of the year?
What are
Well,
them?
don't they have them
Has
in
anyone
zoos?
seen Surf's Up? One of my favorite movies ever.
I have,
About
I've
the
seen
penguins.
it.
Oh,
I've
that's a
read it.
great movie.
Yeah.
For anyone who hasn't seen it, watch it. But you know the main character? He's got those penguins with the yellow
Yeah.
eyebrows. They're
King
like
penguins or whatever they
No.
call them. No.
well, king penguins
Whatever,
are in
yeah.
it, but emperor penguins.
There you
But
go.
Yeah, they
those penguins with like the yellow fucking
Yeah,
eyebrows,
yeah.
they would live in warm weather a lot.
they
of the
don't
time.
get teased for wearing women's sunglasses either.
No. Well, women's sunglasses are the best. They block the most sun.
I agree. I
don't wear
finally
'em,
quit
but-
wearing them. I mean, I never did.
For John's the kind of guy that can pick up any pair of sunglasses he finds on the ground and look good in them.
Make them look
Yeah.
good.
Maybe
Fucking
because
rock star.
anything that'll cover that ugly face makes him
Hey,
look better.
that
but-
is true. You might have something.
My
So the
cousin
bigger
told
the
me
better.
once, never judge a chick with big sunglasses on.
No,
because you'd be
you're right.
surprised how much
Yep.
that much can hide. Like
That might be why Johnny
It's
looks
so
better with
true.
them on.
Hey,
Could be it.
not to mention they're dark at the top and light at the bottom. So like guy sunglasses, they're all dark. Women's sunglasses are dark at the top and light at the bottom. So all you got to do, it's like bifocals almost.
It's like a racist and sexist joke about sunglasses all in
yeah,
one.
I like it.
It's or misogynistic.
Ooh, that's a big word.
Jeez, Johnny came on fire tonight. Look
Impressive, sir.
at him go. Yeah. Must be that new girlfriend.
It must be.
He's
God, I
been
kept-
lotioning a lot lately. Burned his hand.
Yeah, I showered and shaved. Now I can't wait to meet her. Farmer.com.
FarmersOnly.com.
You don't
John-
have to be
John
a farmer
started-
to get on that site.
John
people.
started a garden this year just so he could go on FarmersOnly.com.
That's right.
John, he's got a wicked garden. It's like the Garden of Eden.
You will
Wicked
eat
garden.
good all summer long. If you date Johnny, you will eat great all summer
Oh,
long.
I did. I'd go out and get a handful of carrots every
Yeah,
other day.
Squash.
Yeah. I don't even have to
Peas.
be there.
keeps the peas for himself. So if you want in on the peas, you got
Even the deer know
Yes.
not to eat them. They're like, this is
That's
too
right.
good. We
Yeah.
can't touch this.
Yeah.
You might get a girl.
No, I might not. But that's,
I think we should make this Johnny's dating show up until he gets a new girlfriend.
I won't get a new girlfriend.
There's
The power of the
Johnny.
podcast, John.
You know what?
I've seen lesser men date
I don't think-
very gorgeous women from
I don't think there's
some
enough
countries that listen
I don't
to
think
us.
there's enough people in the world to understand who I am. That there's no one that I am compatible with. Simple as that.
Oh, there's got to be.
I don't think so.
I think there is.
I thought I found it twice in my life. And twice in my life I was wrong.
You need to try harder.
Why?
No,
or
you need to
why
try less.
again?
You need to try less.
That's exactly right. Why try again?
I was just going to say.
Don't try that again. You stick your,
no, I'm
stick
done
your dick
trying.
in a mousetrap and it hurts the first time. Are you going to try it again for fun?
It depends.
Well, if it's a plastic
That's what you'll
one,
be
you know,
in
the
if you keep
spring-loaded
doing it.
ones, those
If
ones
it's-
couldn't be too bad.
if it's warm in the mousetrap.
Correct.
I mean, not the metal ones. You know, the gray ones you can buy.
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't be as bad.
Is it a
like the
sticky trap, a
old-fashioned-
live trap, or what are we
Are
talking
you
about? here?
erect or not? Would it hurt worse?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I can do fucking one cock push-up.
You know what?
That's all you
After
need.
since my urethra surgery, I'm not gonna brag about myself, but
You're gonna.
I'm gonna. It's
Let's save it
something else.
for-
It nearly destroys them. They can't hardly.
John got an addictomy.
Oh my god, it nearly destroys them. What can I say? I mean,
If you don't have a girlfriend after this podcast, John, I don't,
Hey, people say I'm cocky all the time, and guess what?
attitude's everything.
John's pretty cocky.
Today,
You need to,
Some
dude,
days
I'm serious. You need to start doing cock push-ups.
I've been
Today.
calling him Debbie for the last 2 weeks because he's been so fucking down lately.
I
And I'm
know.
like, God damn it, John, you're whining a lot, buddy.
Winter's got me. Winter
It
has
has.
got me.
We need to take him skiing and just push him down the mountain.
That, and
No.
then we
It'll
need to
scare
start
him
doing
bad
some
enough.
ice fishing.
That's what we were
Yeah.
talking about. I'll pull you guys up the mountain on a snowmobile.
Yeah, we got
All
some wicked
day.
hills with no trees around here. We could just fucking
Bomb.
go.
We could just build one good jump, dude, and I'd be happy all day. I'd session one
Oh
jump
man,
if it was a good one.
that's all you need. You can wreck plenty of times on one jump.
Well, I got that ramp that we could pile snow over the top of pretty easy.
That's quite the ramp, though.
I'd hit it on skis.
Well, I'm not saying I wouldn't. I'm just saying we wouldn't even need that.
Hit it to a snow pile.
I mean, if we're going fast enough. Fuck, I've been up on a mountain, hit a little bump, and flown 30, 40 feet, you know? It's true.
I'll be your puller.
We should do that, for real.
It'd be fun.
For cereal.
Because why
I
not?
just got
we
this
have enough
new
snow to
sexy
do it.
board. I'm just nervous about
If we find the
dinging
right
it up.
spot, there's enough terrain around here with enough
should go
hills.
up on the
If we find the
BLM
right
by-
spot, we could be badass.
Up on the BLM shit, right to the west side of the highway by Mitch Hill.
I could run
Those
the
are some
sales,
snowmobile
good one, too.
and
Or
the
that one.
camera. Can you? That's what we could do. Is I could run a snowmobile and a camera.
Well, like Travis was saying, fucking Lisa
then we could
Hill.
put that on the-
Did you
part
guys
of the
watch the
podcast.
Montarctica video? Like one of the first Montarctica videos
No.
we put out when we hit the sled
Yeah.
jump. The sled jump. We're
Yeah.
all going off this big wooden jump on a sled.
I watched that.
We were in like an inch of snow maybe, but we were going from the jump to flat. But if you were coordinated, you could jump off the sled in the air and land on your feet and get out of it pretty good. Well, there were some of us that were there that weren't that coordinated and would just sail it and then whop, back flop. But it's a good video. You can check out my Facebook page. You want to see some fun sled ventures.
watched
Search.
most
I
of
think it's
them.
on YouTube. Sled Ventures. I think you can find it.
Fact Checker one time was with us, and we were ice fishing on the Milk River, and we were on a fairly steep bank. And I think it was Fact Checker. I think it was Brandon. And we were dinking around, and I was talking some smack, and we built a little ramp and everything. And so we got to where we had a little funnel down, and I watched him go. I swear it was Brandon. I'm pretty sure it was Brandon. And he went and he wrecked, and I think like 2-3 people went and wrecked. And obviously, then it was my turn because
You built a ramp.
I
you gotta do it.
ramrodded it, and I was the one teasing and laughing at everybody, and then I went down it, and I ate dog shit. It was,
man.
it was it was stupid. We didn't build it right, obviously.
I would say it hurts just as bad to wreck on snow if you're doing it. If you're going hard enough
Yep.
as it does on the ground.
My tailbone's sideways because of a sled
Damn.
incident.
I
and will never grow back
I'm
right.
I'm
eighth
glad.
grade
Well, you didn't say what incident, but
8th grade ski
Sledding
trip.
incident.
oh, okay.
I thought I was
okay.
getting pretty good, and there was some just good-looking little girls in front of me on the 8th grade ski trip that I had the hots for, and I was just hauling ass. And someone had wrecked before and just
got
made this
very
big
confident,
divot
didn't ya?
in the snow. And I hit that with the nose of my board, and I slammed so hard. I swear that's the worst I've ever knocked the wind out of myself. It took I felt like 2 minutes before I could breathe
At least,
again.
at least you got your wind knocked out, and like Travis was saying, you know what your tailbone's called? Your coccyx.
Oh, I wanted
It
to
is.
die.
I literally hit it. I took the kids up to the motocross track right where we were talking about, and usually we go up and we'll sled when there's good snow. It's pretty fun, but I'm standing on the top. There's a lot of rocks down there. Like, I'm going, all right, whatever you do, kids, don't hit that rock right there. Well, and they kept going down, and it's too slow. The snow was too deep, so they needed a path. Well, I'm dad. I'm like, oh, let me get you a path. I jump on and I start going down. Well, as soon as I start going, my boots are blowing snow in my face so hard I can't see where I'm going at all. And I hit spread eagle. I hit this rock, and it hits right on my tailbone. Nearly, it goes up my butthole.
that's
and
terrible pain,
and
too.
it hits me, and it kicked me off the sled right to a face plant. I hit so hard.
you're
The
giving me
kids are
shivers.
up there laughing, and I'm down there. All I can do is, Dad's hurt. Oh God, Dad's hurt. Dad's hurt. And they're laughing. I'm like, no.
I'm laughing just.
Braden, start the truck. You're
Yeah.
driving.
I literally
Yeah.
thought for a couple seconds I was paralyzed. It hit my spine so hard that I thought I was done. And
Yeah,
eventually I got up and waddled up to the top of the hill, got the kids down, and got in the truck and went home. But that was the end of
That
it.
was
Dude,
the
I've
end of the
done
day.
that one
my
time.
God, it hurt so bad.
Smacked my ass so hard that, like you're saying, like you
Yep.
felt like you're never gonna walk again. You're
Yep.
like,
Well, I've been to the doctor to
That's
get
a
it.
tough-
It hurt
yeah,
so bad for
that's
a
a
year
tough one.
later.
Ooh.
I went to the doctor to see. I'm like, what's going on with my rear end? Something's.
I took
And the
my,
doctor said you can't. It won't go back. It's unless I get surgery and have it like cut off. My tailbone's sideways the rest
So
of
you
my
have
life.
Damn.
you have a tail.
Yeah.
You broke your tailbone, bud.
Busted
Coccyx.
sideways.
Coccyx.
Yep.
My daughter, one time we went sledding, and we thought there was plenty of snow and everything. It was all good. Everybody was having a good time. She happened to wreck off the sled towards them 3/4 of the way down the hill or whatever, and she found a cactus pile.
Ooh.
And she started just screaming. I was like, whatever, you landed in snow, big deal, whatever. And she came back, and there was a cactus like all the way through one of her fingers. And
Ah.
I just went, oh my God, I don't know what to even
Toughen
say. Yeah. Oh, dude, she was like 3 years old, or she wasn't.
Cactus is terrible.
She wasn't very old, and it was like, yeah, as soon as I start pulling it out, it's just going to start breaking off in there. And, I have never felt so
Yeah.
terrible as a father.
Ow.
Speaking of the cactus out at the track, when Caleb busted his leg in half trying to be a Superman, I fucking thought he was going to die, and so I'm right behind him, and I jumped it how you're supposed to, and I see that he landed it after I cleared that hill where you guys got your ramp set up,
Yep.
and he's just going, and the day before he broke his handbrake, and he busted his right leg in half so he couldn't use his foot brake.
Caleb's the king of riding clapped bikes.
Oh, yeah. And I'm right behind him, and he goes up the next jump, and his momentum just stopped at the top after he landed. And I'm right behind him, and I just fucking pile drived him with my bike.
After his leg was broke.
Yeah. And then I flipped over my bike right into a cactus. I had cactus in my ass, my legs, my arms, my back.
Dude, that
and I'm
shit
like
doesn't come
fucking
out.
porcupined,
hurts
and
so
I'm
bad.
just pissed off. I'm like, what the fuck did you stop for? Jeez, my leg's broken. I'm like, no, it's fucking not. Like, pissed off. And then,
Cactus
I
doesn't
look at
come
his
straight
leg,
out.
and it's just kind of dangling there. And I was like, fuck.
Ah, darn it.
So then I had to carry him all the way back to the truck by the shed
Yeah.
with cactus all over in my body. And, I'm just like, and then I had to sit on my ass the whole way back to town. I got back to town. People were pulling cactus out of my ass and legs for fucking hour, I bet. Cactus is the worst.
It
Well-
is terrible.
What was his name?
The guy that pulled it out.
There was a
I can't
guy.
tell you.
I used to work at this shop in Phoenix when we used to work on. It was a motorcycle shop, and we worked on like pros race bikes and whatnot. Well, one of the pros that rode for us there, he came in and he fucking got head shakes where you're going fast and your front end gets
Yep.
loose and it shakes, gets head shakes, and it shot him off the side of a desert trail, and he went right in those huge cactuses in Arizona, and he grabbed it literally with like his arms and legs open like he was hugging it, and he took off his shirt and showed us. He had little bruises over like 90% of his body. These
Who needs
were
a tattoo?
cactuses. Oh my god, it
God
looks.
damn.
I was like, I would have just wanted to die. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if I.
I know what you're talking
How
about.
about that
those head
idiot
shakes.
with that did that? Even Steve-O wouldn't do it. Did you guys see that video? That big fat dude.
Watch
jumps into
him
the
into
cactus.
it.
Yeah, that just jumps into that
Oh.
cactus patch.
You
What
don't
an
just
idiot.
You don't just pull cactus out.
That one was
No, and
like
it
over
hurts for
2
weeks.
inches in his body, and they pulled
Months.
it out, and it was just kept getting longer and longer. You're like, holy shit, when's that fucker gonna end?
Dude,
I know what you were talking about with the head shakes. My street
yeah.
bike, it had something wrong with it. I'm not exactly sure what it was.
I think anyone who's
Sometimes
rode
it's
a
low fork oil
dirt
on one
bike-
side or the other.
And that, I think
Fast
that's what
enough
it
has got
was.
those.
The seals in the front forks were not good.
Yep.
And there was certain times that it would start shaking. And I remember I was riding it on a cold day where I had I had a stocking hat or a beanie on and shades, so you don't your eyes don't water to the point of freezing. But still, around here you ride your bike if the streets are good and it might
Yeah.
be cool, but whatever. And I remember one day I was riding it and I think I hit the brakes and it started doing that. The front started wobbling. And the front of my stocking hat flipped down over my eyes. And I'm in the middle of the street in Malta, right in town. And I'm getting the wobbles, and I'm going, I can't see a thing.
Can't let go to fix it.
You can't let go. You can't.
You got to gas it. That's the way to get out of it. Is you got to gas
Dude,
it.
and I had
Fine.
another time the same thing happened when I was in high school. I was riding to school in the morning, and I went by a bunch of bees, a beehive place where they stack bees.
Yeah.
And it hit me in the neck, and it got up in my helmet, and then I had an enclosed helmet, and all of a sudden there's a bee freaking buzzing around in my face. It's pretty hard to stop from 70 to 0 unless you hit a vehicle.
Yeah.
This summer, I might have already told this on the podcast too. I was riding down Main Street and I had a bee fly up underneath my sunglasses and sting me, got stuck there and stung me right beside my eye. And I'm driving down, and I got nice Oakleys on, but I'm grabbing my Oakleys and I threw them off. Luckily, they hit my speedometer and bounced and landed on the tank for long enough for me to catch them. But I'm driving down the street, and in this little small town, you drive by everybody and you wave, whatever if it's people you know. And I just waved, and then this bee stings me, and I'm like, whoa, freaking out and throwing my glasses off, and I'm sure they're looking at me going, what?
You look
in
like the next local meth head.
Yeah.
Tweaking out, riding your bike, doing
Yeah.
Supermans for no reason.
That's like you ever walk through a spider web and then wonder what the people
Oh.
across the street think you look like? That's you're swatting at nothing and you're flipping out, and they can't see a thing. They just see you over there going,
I
swatting
was
at them.
changing a starter one summer underneath, and it wasn't a bee, it was a wasp, so they can get you multiple
Yeah.
times. And, when you're under a vehicle on the ground, you're fucking struggling to
screwed.
even move. And it started stinging me. Oh, my God, I hit my head probably 4 times on the way out of there. I'm, trying to pin it in my... Finally, I got
yourself
it
a
pinned in my
concussion.
sweatshirt, and holding on to it. And then I get my shirt off, and the motherfucker got away. I didn't even get to kill it. Just flew off, and I got stung 4 times.
Probably the same one that stung me
I
in
had
my eye
a
that day.
vendetta for wasps the next year. Every time I'd see
Did
one,
you know
I'd
if you
go out
kill
of
a
my
wasp?
way to
I
kill
don't know
it.
if this is actually. I need Science Johnny on this one, but I heard that if you kill a wasp, they let off some sort of fragrance or whatever it is, or pheromone
To attract more?
To attract more. I've heard that. I don't know if it's true, but
I don't know.
We
I
need a
wouldn't
fact
doubt
checker
it.
here.
Those things are
I wouldn't
cocksuckers.
doubt it either. Because they're a social animal.
Man, I watched
Or
this
they're not
thing-
an animal. They're a social insect. Their whole life is revolved around them telling stories to their buddies.
Might make you think twice
think?
about just killing a bee or something the next time. But this guy trained a bee.
You're not supposed to kill bees.
They trained a bee. Well, I mean, they're crucial for the environment.
Yeah,
I mean,
we're
but
losing them.
if you kill, or this guy trained a bee to roll this little marble into a certain circle, and it would get treats, like
What?
sugar water.
that's awesome.
And he trained it to do it, and then that bee taught 6 other bees how to do the same thing. I watched that,
they're
and then
a-
ever since then, I was like, huh. I guess
They're a
not
social
just an
insect.
Here,
you know,
Johnny's
like-
right. It says they are social animals, and often
Yeah.
their attacks are a response to a particular chemical given off by other members of their
I
hive.
hate. You know what?
That's
Now-
just- you should
sucks
just go
about
on and
Now this-
watch videos of hives and how they communicate.
Now the science between these attacks have been explained in a video
That's what
by the
sucks
American
about
Chemical
being-
Society.
so smart is there's no there's no mystery in my life. I know what's going to
Only
happen.
You're just
female
a fucking
bees and wasps
genius,
can
Johnny.
sting. Did you know that? I knew it was only
Genius with a J.
I knew it was only female mosquitoes that bit you, but only female wasps and bees can sting. I did
course,
not
they're
know
women.
that. Males do not have the egg-laying organ that is modified into a stinger on
They're
female
mean.
insects.
The dudes are doing all the work.
Unlike bees, female wasps have the ability to sting a target multiple times because their stinger does not fall off after use.
But there's always the queen. There's always one in charge, and guess what she is?
A bitch.
A female.
Oh.
Yeah, we're not on to dogs yet.
Oh, sorry.
So it's not when you smash them, it's when they sting you. It's not so much that you've killed a wasp, it's that you've threatened a wasp or their wasp home. When a wasp stings a human approaching a nest, the small insect simultaneously emits a chemical that signals the rest of the colony to attack you.
Yeah, they're
So you get stung once, the
I wonder
fucking
what
team's
drives.
coming.
I wonder what drives them to fucking sting
They
you. Like,
think
you know
you're
how many
threatening
times
they think you're threatening their
Well, I know,
hive.
but like there
Or
was
you hurt
2
'em.
different houses this summer that we were residing, and I'd pull a piece off, and wasps would be everywhere.
might
But
as well
I
take
didn't.
the rest of the day off.
I didn't
So-
get stung one time this summer. Like you would think, you fucking bust their home open, they're gonna, but they didn't.
Just
I got a
like,
good
it's
picture
like
of
dogs
John-
that can smell fear.
Well, I got a good picture of Johnny with
And I
a
ain't
bee
fucking
on his
scared of nothing.
finger, and it says they may land on someone's skin to inspect a smell or get water, but they will leave if the person stays calm and doesn't move quickly.
Huh.
Blammo.
So you got to be one with the wasp,
Be
be one with the bee.
Just
Anyway.
assert your dominance over them. You know?
yeah. Well,
Smash
if
that.
if you don't freak out, they don't
Just
freak out.
look at them, a certain way.
That's
they'll
what
know.
I think they're a pheromone detector.
Johnny backs down because he's not
Well,
even in
that's
their
how
weight class.
that's how the queen. That's how the queen is in charge of all the other bees. She's got a certain pheromone that,
Yeah,
and then once that
if you start-
pheromone either leaves or
Yeah.
she gets weak or whatever it
you
is,
start
they'll
swatting
kill
at
her.
them. If you start swatting at them and make them feel threatened, that's when they let their pheromone or
Man,
whatever.
the
off.
hell with
But-
bees.
Yeah, we're months away from worrying about them.
Yeah, I haven't got stung in a while.
It's been a while.
It's nutty how
I got-
some insects can survive in this shit.
Yeah, I
though.
got
like
stung
just
last
the other
winter.
day. Or not the other. It was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I seen a mosquito flying around in my mother-in-law's house.
I just had a today. I just had a moth. I must have got my house warm enough where a moth come out of the window or something. But a moth
yeah.
today literally was.
I was
flying
at your
around
house
my
one
living room.
night, and there was a box elder bug crawling up
Yup.
my pajama pants.
I've
Like,
had
what
it-
the fuck?
What are you doing in pajama pants at Johnny's?
I was chilling. We were watching Netflix and chilling, all right?
Yeah, it was just one of those nights.
I got stung
was
by a
Tuesday.
wasp. I got stung by a wasp last winter in here. I went to reach down and grab something behind my screen printer, and it went. Wow, I was like, what? I thought I got shocked at first.
Well, and I
I
think-
pull it out, and there's a
And
wasp. laying
they're
there.
almost more
Tuesdays is
dangerous
for the
when
boys.
it's cool like this
slow as hell.
because it's, because they're slow, and their only defense is to blap.
So, this is changing the subject a little bit.
Good. I'm tired
Yeah,
of bees.
yeah, me too. I'm tired of being like this.
Oh!
Da-da-ts.
All right, honey.
Yeah. Anyway, you know how cold it was last week here, crazy.
Yeah,
and
I
this
know.
week it just hit the East Coast. I don't know whether it's the same storm or not, but they're
It's
calling it
not.
they're calling it the
It's-
bomb
yeah.
cyclone.
They were talking about it this morning. And I noticed. I watched the news for a little while today, and they were going with the wind chill. It's like 2 degrees.
The bomb cyclone versus Montarctica. Fuck off, man. It's
I know. I was
it's
watching the
40
news.
degrees warmer where you're at.
I was watching the
shut
news one night
yeah.
too, and the lady's like, "It's gonna be chilly
2 inches
this
of
weekend.
snow."
We're expecting temperatures to be below freezing." And I'm like, "It's like 55 degrees below freezing right now."
Yeah, they were saying how bad it was, and they were like, with the wind chill, it's like 2 degrees, and I'm going, shut up.
Oh.
I changed the channel to the old western.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
Me and John the other day, we had to thaw his pickup out, and
Yeah.
I bet we counted 20 people out jumping vehicles, new vehicles too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
and then it got up the next day. It got up to about 5 degrees that morning. I remember going out to start my truck, and I was like, what the-
T-shirt weather.
This is
it felt like it. That's what I
fantastic.
just told Carol today. I was like, it's t-shirt weather out there.
5 degrees
And it's-
out.
yeah,
This
it's-
is amazing.
Or that night that you and I were in here, or last night, 2 nights ago, was it?
Yeah, 2.
And he walks outside. He's like, it's 9 degrees, and it feels like I should be in a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Is that a new Eden Pure?
Yeah. Semi-new. Yeah.
That's a heater.
We
for all you
upgraded the
warm
heater.
weather
Our
folk.
heater died
Right
over
on.
Christmas for the podcast
Yeah,
room.
it was so cold that your heater broke.
Yeah. Yeah, it was working overtime for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah. It was so cold. I had a heater on one side of the wall and on the other side of the wall, and my pipes still froze.
Yeah, we worked at my house too.
I live in a house that doesn't have many gaps or anything, and my kitchen sink froze. I had to go back under there and nearly thought I started the house on
several
fire.
times this year. Several times this year, we've worked at my
Got
house.
Johnny's house out, yeah. Yours is pretty easy access where it's at, actually.
Yeah,
where it comes out of the ground and everything.
where it freezes.
You just need to insulate that with snow. Throw it all over there.
And I will next time. But
bury it.
What?
I haven't figured all that out yet. I still am just letting water trickle to make sure nothing.
So, in your own
freezes.
opinion, is global warming real?
Global warming
Yes.
is real. I
I
think.
think it's very real. I was
too.
skateboarding in December. I did this. We've did both ends of the spectrum on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I was skateboarding in December. Sure, it got cold, but it always has got cold in Montarctica, dude. It's always got fucking cold here.
I don't know if global warming is
And-
the right phrase.
But the thing is climate change. I think
Climate change,
Climate
yeah.
change is the right phrase.
whether it's completely human caused, I don't know that, but I do think that there is. I mean, yeah, it's
Gotta
different.
be
It's
something.
different than your granddad's Montarctica.
Well, think
you know,
about
but-
it. If you run your exhaust into your pickup with the windows closed, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Good point. But do you really think there's enough humans on
Yeah,
the planet?
but
that are-
like you just said, it's
we
different.
need to plant
It's-
more trees.
It's different than our granddads, but
John Denver.
2 years
Yeah.
ago, there was old ranchers saying it's the wettest, and
wettest they've ever
greenest
seen.
they've ever seen in their
Right.
lives.
Which could be a part
But
of
then-
global
And
And
warming,
I
too.
bet you this last week, for an average temperature, that's got to be
Yeah. Well,
a
like
record or at least tied with one.
like
I mean,
we were
it
just
was-
talking, 5 years ago when the pavilion fell down,
that
Yeah,
was
we
a lot
had
of
over
snow.
88 inches of snow.
and it was cold.
Mm-hmm.
And it was cold. It was like too cold to snow, but it still snowed.
Yeah.
It's climate change. I wouldn't call it global warming. I mean,
I don't
But
know. I'm not a scientist.
When
and
it's so cold, a simple house light, you can see the beam of it 400 feet up in
Yeah,
the air.
that's cool.
The air
Yeah.
is so
no,
condensed.
that
and
sucks.
it's cool. Cold.
it's cool to look, but
It
it's
is.
not cool.
It is cool.
It's
but
too cold when
man,
it's
it
like I was driving out
sucks.
to your house the other night. When I was up on the hill, the whole town had beams shooting
Yep.
up from the lights everywhere. 'cause
that's
it's so
nuttier.
cold.
Is that when you
Squirrel shit.
you came out and got me? I think that
Yep.
night. Yeah, that it is. It's neat. I remember doing it in high school, coming back from basketball trips, and I remember seeing it. And you knew dang well that when you got back, probably out of the whole bus of all the guys in basketball, there's probably going to be 4 guys that can start their vehicle.
Yep. I'm
Oh,
happy
yeah.
I got this old Chevy, man. That's a reliable
too,
old.
man. My
it's got
truck's
a good,
been
got
a
a good
fucking
block heater, and
champion
it.
this year.
Man, I go out and rum right away, and the sucker runs good.
Mine
Knock
has
on
started
some wood,
almost
but-
every day except for that day, knowing I had to pull it into town into the warm garage.
Thought out.
There was one day I didn't plug it in, and it was slow to start, but it's still.
That's how mine was.
and that was on one of the coldest days of it
And
because
that's-
I let
plug it
Carol
in,
use
but-
the.
That's
the-
not good for it.
No, it's terrible.
Oh, it was so cold that like you go to turn the fucking key over and you
The
can just tell.
key
it's-
doesn't even turn
Yeah.
the same speed.
Or it freezes to your finger.
Yeah.
I've had that happen.
Or if you don't
before.
let it quite warm up good enough, even your wheels, you're like pushing them to
Yep.
get rolling
Yep.
because all that grease and shit is frozen.
just froze. Yeah. Well, and think about the oil in the bottom of your oil pan.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just solid.
Oil
we went
doesn't,
and cut
oil
wood the
doesn't
other
run
day.
fast when it's in the summer, man. Imagine it when it's this
Yeah,
cold.
we
out.
went and cut wood the other day, and I put the bar oil in the back. It was
That's-
frozen
yeah.
solid.
Yeah.
I had to sit it under my truck by the floor for it
That's-
to even pour a little
That's
bit.
why, like, I know a lot of people that are saying, like, right now, that, like, it's usually your big muscle car head type guys that are like, this whole electric car, blah, blah, blah. Is it, dude, I'm all for it. If it can produce the same, if not more power than a regular car, let's let it happen. It's less moving parts, dude,
yeah.
and it's less
Yeah.
everything that you got to put into it. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's drawbacks, and don't get me wrong, there's a great feeling. I drive a big old V8 pickup,
yeah.
I love it.
The oil and tire industry
I'm
won't
all
let that
about
happen.
it's gonna be quieter. It's gonna like to start it. You don't even have to start it. You got to go out and step on the gas pedal, and it
Right.
just
and
takes
that's
off.
what the petroleum.
I know they
companies
might
won't let us
not.
do
Yeah,
it.
they might not. But it's the people are coming. I mean, look at all the cool little electronic gadgets you buy. Like you
know
got
what?
your daughter a little motorcycle thing that's
Oh,
a little
yeah.
electric deal.
I'll tell
but
you right now, I dare the petroleum industries to hire me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
suddenly John
Good
can't be
luck.
on the podcast. we lost John for a couple
Hey,
weeks.
if they-
Exxon bought him.
Yeah, depends on the contract, man.
Yeah. No,
Not-
man. So
I'm
what do
not
you think-
easily for sale, but
Is the future unfolds how many jobs do you think robots are going to take? And this is something Brandon and I
They're
talked
gonna
about the
keep
other day.
taking more. They're gonna keep taking more.
To me, what I think I think.
But they'll never replace us.
Well, not everybody. It might not replace us at the podcast.
It could.
But
eventually.
I mean, it really could. But what?
Artificial intelligence can think. If they can think for themselves, then we're screwed.
That's
Yeah,
I mean,
haven't you ever seen
but
iRobot?
There's going to be ones that replace a lot of work. But I wonder if it isn't going to be. I mean,
And look at Detroit.
There already are.
I get it
look
that-
at big factories.
I get
They
it
got
that people are
machines
out.
doing
That
shit
people
and
got to go
stuff.
out and earn their living for this and that. But who wants to be out in the cold doing certain things? That if you could make a robot do it better, let them do it, and then use your creative side, because whatever, like, I don't know, if you want to be an artist, or if you want to be the greatest hole digger in the world, maybe you could dig a cool hole for a new whatever instead of.
I could dig a hole.
You know what I mean?
Instead
But I
of
mean,
a
like,
perfectly symmetrical.
whatever it is. You know, I mean, I just wonder what the evolution of society will be once robots do start taking
I
over,
can dig
because
a
they're
hole.
getting close.
I've
man.
dug one. Boy, have I dug one.
You dug a grave already for?
I've no digging holes. Boy, have I dug one.
Yeah.
Dougie's.
I've been doing it for 15
Johnny's
years.
dug a fucking grave and then came back to life and dug another one.
I've
He
dug.
does look a lot like Jesus.
No, I don't. I don't
Yeah,
even
look
claim
at those
that.
flowing
I
locks.
don't know.
I don't even claim that.
We got to get you a
That's-
Jesus robe. Can you just be Jesus for Halloween
One
next
I'm gonna
year?
start
time,
calling your house Jesus.
One
Ranch.
time, me and Jory Hassler rented the presidential suite at the Sheridan Hotel in Billings,
did.
and it came with it. It was like 3 rooms.
Was
and
the
then there
fridge
was
full?
No, I don't even remember.
Not
if the
after
fridge
Johnny
was
got there.
full. But we got in there, and there was like a great big meeting room with a giant marble table, like the coolest marble table I've ever seen. And there's like the main room, and then there was a spare room, and then there was a fold-out couch. And we had some cash, so we were like, we want the presidential suite. We want the best fucking room in the house. And so we got it, and we made a mess of the place. I think he ended up getting in trouble over the mess we left. But you opened the little armoire, the closet, whatever, and there was these robes. So I put one on, and then we went downstairs and went to the bar across the street.
In the robe?
In the robe. Oh yeah, I had sandals and.
Of course.
And it was the funniest thing. I got in a push-up contest with some random girl.
Girls challenge Johnny to push-up test.
Yeah, well, she weighed more than me. But
I've
That's
seen
on
him
the
back down
average.
from an arm
I
wrestling
won.
contest in a bar from a girl,
I actually,
which is good.
I won the push-up contest
That really hurt your
because
pride.
I'm gonna go ahead and take my pride home tonight. Thanks,
Yeah.
but no thanks.
I know I'm not a complete idiot. Like 97%, but there's that 3%. I'm a 3%er.
I bet you are.
It's better than 0.
0. You know. No, it was funny because then that girl, she was infatuated with me after that, and I was like, yeah.
After you beat her, or you lost?
No, I won the push-up contest.
You got her
By
good.
how many push-ups?
I think I did 50. I said, if you can do 10, I said, you win. If you can do 10.
If you can do 10, I'll take you home.
She got to about 7.
He did
Yeah.
say she was bigger than him. He didn't say how much.
Well, I ended up stealing her hat. And so then here we are, and on the presidential suite at the Sheridan, you have to have a special key to get to even that floor.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow, all of a sudden, there's a knock on our door. I'm going, we must be being too loud or something. I open the door, and there's that girl going, where's my hat? And I'm going, you gotta be shitting me. We're supposed to be, we're on a room that's protected.
yeah.
Oh, so I gave her the hat, and I'm so pissed. I wanted
That's
that
all you
hat
gave her?
too. Yeah, that's all I gave her.
What'd the hat say?
It was
Cowgirl.
ridiculous because there was another girl.
Ride
at
'em
the-
cowgirl or something like that.
there was another girl in the room that she understood. She was actually working at the bar that night, and she ended up coming up there with us and having a few drinks. And then this girl, everything was for show. I mean, it was just one of those, everything was for show. And I just happened to be in great shape at the time. So I was like, nobody can outdo push-ups with me, and nobody could. So
I
then,
could've.
I don't know. At that time, I was pretty good at push-ups. Can you do 50?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could still do 50 yesteryear.
My fat and out of shape ass right now can still do.
I bet.
50.
Yeah.
50's tough.
I bet
I
I
know.
could
It-
pump
I
out
st-
50 of them.
I struggle at 50, but I can do
50's
50.
I'd probably
tough.
get to 25 and then really have to focus.
Yeah.
after
I do
that.
25 every single
20
day.
to 25 is a guarantee. That's a.
I don't
that's a
hit the
bet.
gym. I don't nothing, but I do like my little shoulder workout. But I do 25 push-ups every morning before.
Yeah.
Like I get in the shower, I let the shower run, I get
And you
warm
do
in there, and then I do
25
25 push-ups, and then I get in the
Yeah.
shower.
No,
Every morning.
But 50 is.
Sometimes I do 26 if I'm feeling froggy that day.
50's pushing it. Especially at my age, 50's pushing it. And it's in my shape, car wreck, all that.
Debbie.
I haven't done 50 push-ups in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done 50 in a long time. But that night it was me and Jory and a couple of other
Jory and I.
accomplices.
Yeah, come on, John.
Jory and I. Is that right?
Mr.
Or is
Smarty
that
Pants.
Mr. I don't know if that's right.
I took Mrs. Hanson's English
It's
class. 3
Jory
years.
and I.
Okay.
If you're
What if
talking
there's
about
three of
someone,
you?
you always use.
What if there's three
you
of you?
put yourself last.
If there's three of you, you don't.
Johnny, Noah, and I.
If
Yeah,
there's
I'm pretty
if-
sure you do.
No.
I,
If there's three
Johnny
of you,
and me, Johnny
if
and
there's
Noah.
three of you,
no,
that
you don't.
rule
no,
does
you
not
don't.
Johnny,
apply.
me, and Travis. I don't know. I think
It's
no. Then
I
Noah,
think it's
Travis, and
7
Johnny.
people. It doesn't apply.
I think it's
All you grammar nerds, weigh in on this podcast, please.
Let us know.
I actually enjoyed English class. I never really had a try. I've always been able to read and write fairly
I
well.
hated
You know,
it. My English teacher would fall asleep every day, or
who was your English teacher?
I would fall asleep, and I'm not going to be name dropping. But
yeah. Don't.
I had
do
Mrs.
that.
Hanson, and I liked her as an English teacher. She was
Yeah,
she
I
was
got
really
along
good to me.
because I argued
well, let me
with her
tell
and
you,
she argued
15
back.
years
and-
later, she was
Not as good.
half
though.
the days she'd come in and either put on a movie and go put her head down on her desk and sleep.
Maybe she was at a rough patch in her life.
Everybody
I'll say.
does. It's a 15-year itch.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine
I
teaching
don't know.
a bunch of little pecker heads that long.
Yeah,
I
well, I
busted
think
her
she was
shit.
over it.
I wouldn't say I busted her balls, but I gave her hell a lot.
I did
But
too.
she-
I was not
But
an
she
easy
took my
student.
shit
I know
and
that.
she was cool to me.
Me too. Super cool to me.
The English teacher
I was not
after
an easy.
her was awesome. I loved her. She loved me.
She was Mrs. Hanson was great to me. She was.
was
I
cool
got
to
along
me.
with her. She was one of my favorite teachers.
I think
actually.
I'm not saying she was a terrible teacher, but I
Yeah.
mean, we got to
Well,
watch
and-
some badass movies in that.
And
class.
everyone's
Yeah.
different,
I gotta
the
turn around
difference-
and talk to the girls or whatever that I wanted to, and she didn't bust my
Oh,
balls.
she
too
was
hard about it.
cool. Like she straight up said, if you sleep in my class, that's fine. You're just probably not going to pass.
Not gonna pass.
If you're not
well,
paying
and
attention.
that's also the difference between.
So I
you
slept
know,
every day.
That's also
Even
the
if I
difference
tried to
between-
stay awake, she
So what
would
you're saying
lull
is
me
you
to
don't
sleep.
even know if she was that cool or not. You were just sleeping.
No,
with her.
I know.
That's also the difference between like the years between when I was in high school and when you were in high school.
Yeah.
Because that's shit 15 years.
More.
More. Well, no, about 15. You graduated in '94.
You know?
So yeah, about 15 years.
Great, you just gave away how old I am. Now I'll never get a girlfriend.
Probably
you don't
not,
have to
John.
keep scouting out 16-year-olds.
Yes, I do.
Jesus.
No, not after
You
Harvey
need to
Weinstein.
find yourself
Jesus.
a
I want you to find a
nice,
nice
middle-aged.
no, a richer lady, John. I could see you.
One that can finance this whole
One
project.
that can. One that
Yeah,
can.
that'd be all right.
Yeah.
Now you're fucking.
Not that
thinking.
you're gold digging or nothing, but I think you could bring a lot of joy to somebody that's down on themselves. You know.
Yeah.
Think like-
as long as they go down
You know,
on me too.
That other guy you work
They
for,
will.
you need to find a female version of him, and then. And I'm not talking about Ray.
I was just gonna say that seems awkward.
I don't know. He's a pretty optimistic dude.
Yes,
is.
he is. He busts my balls when
My
I'm
father.
down in the dumps. He gets after me for being so down on myself.
Ray's like
He-
a walking TED talk. Like, and
Yeah,
I love
he
I
is.
love him for that. Like
He
he,
is.
there's so many times he's perked me up with what he said just to.
Sometimes he bums me out.
Just even
with
the, even the simplest little thing some days, can change a guy's day.
it. But sometimes he's like so optimistic that it bums me out.
Oh, me
that-
too. You know how many times? Not like with serious shit, but like out hunting or something. He'd be like, "Fuck, it's just a quarter mile." 2.5 miles into a walk, you're like, "What the
Yeah.
fuck, Dad?
Yeah.
You said it
Well,
was just over
it's-
here," and he's like, "It is just a
Next
quarter
hill.
mile."
He's-
Next hill.
Yeah.
Or like working on vehicles.
Love
he'll-
the guy.
Like before I kind of had done a bunch of shit, like he'd always be like, "It's just 4 bolts. No, it's gonna be easy." You'd get in,
Yeah,
12
right.
bolts later, 10
Yeah.
fucking bloody knuckles. You're like, "What the
14 different
4
wrenches.
bolts, my ass?"
Yeah.
He still says that to me now because he knows it bothers me. It's just 4 bolts.
He was just
It's just
giving
a
me
quarter
shit.
mile.
He was just giving me shit today. He was like, "You got to quit hanging out with Noah," because apparently we're starting to talk like each other. And well, he said something.
That's
I was busy. I gotta stay focused when I'm in there cooking, because if I can't, I gotta just stay focused.
Man, if I'm
and-
cooking a good meal and somebody comes in to interrupt me, it could throw everything off.
Yeah. And he was
But I
messing
love
with me
cooking,
all
man.
day, and he was messing with me, and then he showed me this big box of mushrooms that he just ordered, and he said, "Yeah." He said, if these were the right ones, maybe we'd all be calmed down today. And I said, "Holy!" And he said, "You got to quit hanging out with Noah."
Yeah, I say holy a lot. Holy.
I'm about to break my hair tie.
Don't do that.
Oh, God.
Johnny's locks get unfucking done.
I have
Who knows?
another one.
None of the girls are safe.
I have another one. I bought a whole. This is completely off the subject, but it's about hair ties. I bought a whole thing a big thing of hair ties, and it was when that last girl was around me, and she was like a penny pincher. She didn't like me spending extra money on anything, and so I bought this thing of like 20 or 30 or 50. I don't know what it was, but it was only like $3.
You got
I
a
was
ton
like-
of hair ties.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I've got all these hair ties. And she's like, "I have a bunch at home. You don't need to spend that money." I was like, "It's $3."
My lady always runs out of bobby pins. And, like, I'm
Oh
like,
my
don't they come in,
God.
like, a pack of
Those are,
200
like-
when you get them?
Insane how often those.
But she
disappear.
runs out of them all. Like, and so they're tough to, because a lot of times I need them for my daughter or something. Like, I'll just pin her hair back, it's easy. But literally,
Yeah. I
We
was
run out
"For
of 'em all the time, and
$3,
I'm-
really, I can't buy
the last
50
time I was in
more?"
Walmart, Carol likes black ones. And
Well, they treat them like they're one-time use.
I searched.
Yeah,
I
you can
searched-
keep 'em.
I searched Walmart all over the place.
I
Couldn't
think-
find the black ones. It took me hours.
I've been using this one for, I'll bet you, a year.
Yeah, but with those in my house, I fucking throw those away every time I find them. I find them and they're just covered in hair. And there's something about hair that's not attached to a head that just fucking grosses me
I
out.
absolutely get that.
Or like
I
when
get
I'm
that.
going to brush one of my daughter's hair and I look at the brush and it's just like a fucking.
Yeah, you
I'm
got-
like, Jesus, I'm sitting there.
Why don't you
picking
clean
out,
it?
trying not to
Yeah,
look
I
at
wonder
it.
the same thing. Maybe
I get
like,
that.
Or I go to get in the shower and there's a huge ball of
Wad
hair.
of
And I'm
it.
like, oh my God.
No, I get it. My house
Carol,
is
what is
pretty
wrong
clean.
with you? Or
Today,
you're shedding.
Carol today was giving me shit because I played with the dog. I was really wrestling with the dog in the middle of Ray's floor, and she shed it a little bit. She's like, "Geez, she was in here just a minute," and she sees it. She's like, "And look at this," and I go, "Yeah, look at how many times you shower." Like that whole thing of like.
Yeah.
She goes,
Oh,
"Well, I
that
didn't see
bugs
it. I
me.
didn't see it or whatever."
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
get it.
I clean
My
out
house
the
is pretty
drains
clean of hair.
when the drain quits draining or something, dude. I got an actual tool to clean out the drain, and there
Yeah.
some of the stuff you pull out of there is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude, it's
My
Oh,
wife,
I
she's
get
bad
it.
about rolling it up and then just putting it on the wall because
And never
stick to the
taking,
wall,
and never
I'm
throwing
like,
it away. Yeah.
What the hell? If that was my
I know
pubic hair, you
exactly.
would be throwing a fit
Yeah.
about it.
Dude,
Like,
I know.
holy cow.
I do that when I'm in the shower. I do that exact same thing. That I roll it up, and I stick it to the wall because that's where you know you're.
Johnny
Then-
probably has girl problems like that, especially he's getting older now. He's got long hair.
Yeah,
No, I don't have girl problems.
flowing locks.
Flooring.
It's feathered
everything.
and lethal,
He's
people.
And I can piss like a banshee.
99 problems and the bitches too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good one.
We're thinking on our toes tonight, people.
But no, I do get the hair thing, and my house is fairly
It drives me nuts.
decent hair because I'm aware of that.
Or we got one of those Roombas, you know?
Yeah, do they work?
Oh yeah, it's
Except for
fucking
in the
awesome,
corners.
dude. No,
Carol says she doesn't want one because
They-
she can
on-
vacuum.
on
is
the
what she says. And I'm
bottoms-
like, what? They're sweet.
on the sides, it's got little brushes that sweep out
Yeah.
probably a good 2
Yeah, they
inches out the
so you
side,
get
so
the
it gets the
corners.
Oh, yeah,
corners. Yeah, they're awesome. I like it.
Is yours an
but
actual Roomba?
It's a shark.
Yeah, so
I mean,
like,
it was-
I've wondered
it's-
if the off-brand ones work.
It
That's
was
what our,
fucking expensive.
But you
our
gotta-
actual vacuum is a shark
But
too.
you got to keep the place clean enough for it to run. That's my
Well,
problem.
if
is I
you just
goes
keep,
around
clutter it
shit,
if you
though.
keep smaller stuff off, it's got sensors and a bumper. So if it bumps into something that can't,
like in my guitar corners
that won't
and my
fit
movie
under
corners.
it. Oh,
be
it'll
like,
clean it, dude.
yeah.
Really?
I don't know how well it cleans our rug really well. So I mean, if you got carpet that's really plush or whatever
Heavy
you want to
carpet,
call it.
shag. Or
I think you
Yeah,
can
whatever.
set
I
them
don't
to-
think it'd do very well.
I think
but-
you can buy certain ones though that are for the deeper carpet or for you
yeah.
can get ones that actually mop your floor.
The
and
next
shit,
one
too.
she wants is the mop one. It's it's an actual mop head.
So she
instead
likes
of
it
a
enough,
brush.
she wants a different one.
Dude, I like it enough. It's cool.
I keep trying to. I
You can
tried to.
schedule it to turn on and clean when everyone's sleeping. They're
Yeah,
quiet enough.
see,
You
I
don't
tried
So
to
you don't
convince-
even notice it.
Yeah.
I tried to convince Carol that we needed one this year for Christmas, or she needed one. But you know, I know girls don't want to get a vacuum for Christmas. But I thought maybe you get a vacuum.
I
that,
know that's a dick move.
Yeah, it is.
isn't it?
I got a buddy that bought his old lady a vacuum for Christmas. And I was like,
dude,
"You're a
I've
dick."
done it. When I
And
was
he goes,
married,
and he
I
goes,
bought
"I
my
know,
wife-
but our house need vacuum."
Well, dude,
and I'm
that's
like, I get it. I get that.
I wanted
you know?
to buy Kelsey something else and got her that new washer and dryer set, and she didn't want me to fucking buy her anything. And I'm like, she's like, well, I got that washer and dryer, and I'm
But
like,
yeah, make her
that's
life
something
easier.
to clean with. Jesus Christ, you
Yeah.
don't want anything else, but
Right. And I get it.
I'm a
anything
douchebag.
to
I want a
make
new.
her life
I want a new
easier.
bed. I want that's what I keep telling. I was like, we need to every Christmas instead of Carol and I. And don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool to get presents. Well, how can I bitch? I got a Martin guitar this year.
yeah, you
But,
fuck
like-
cocksucker.
Oh, that's it. Podcast over.
Yeah, but I mean, I keep saying we need to go together on our money during Christmas and just like we'll buy a new mattress or we'll
Right.
buy
Do
like
something for the both of you, so that it's
and
not
something
like
we
you
agree
can
on and
outdo each other.
Exactly, and because that's always the worry. And like
Then you
this year-
feel like crap because you got a goddamn Martin guitar.
I bought all my presents this year with Bitcoin. And so like I was trying to figure it out. This is the first year I've done that. So like I transferred it to different like gift cards and whatnot. And that was frustrating me for a couple days because the company that I was going through doing it was a pain in the ass for a while. And it shouldn't have been as much as it was. So I was getting frustrated, but I'm still worrying the whole time whether I'm buying the right presents. And the thing that with me buying the Bitcoin was like skyrocketing at the time. So I was afraid to take money out, you know, because I'm like, if I take it out today, it's going to be worth double tomorrow. And so I'm worrying about it, and I'm not buying things. And I kept telling Carol, I was like, don't buy me anything, dude. Like, seriously, don't get
That
anything
never
that
works.
good. Don't give me anything that good.
Oh, I was pretty tickled with Christmas this year. I wanted one thing and ended up getting a couple. You know, like my parents always usually get me a couple things, and I got new snowboard bindings,
That's pretty awesome.
and then lo and behold, I got this beautiful, sexy bitch right behind me. That new snowboard.
Noah's got a new snowboard that's gorgeous.
Oh man,
I got a
wanna
microwave.
Make love to it.
Johnny got a microwave.
Yeah, mine wasn't good enough.
No, it wasn't. As a matter of
shit,
fact,
No.
no, the microwave my mother sent me was 10 times the microwave.
Yeah, it
It
is.
always is when you get something.
I found
really
one
wrong.
in a garage that was
Man.
needed thrown away, and I was like, "Hey, John, I found your microwave."
My mom really went all out on Christmas this year too. She bought our prime rib. She bought like all the food, everything. Like she let me cook it. So when I was cooking it, I was pretty worried that I fucked up a 150-pound chunk of meat.
Yeah, that's
and it turned out
nerve-wracking.
good. It turned out great.
Oh,
Like,
that's nerve wracking.
and it wasn't. It just came out. It looked dry when it came out, but it was far from that. It was good. Did it? I'm a prime rib goddamn champion.
You had some wet meat.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, no, and
I like to think I can do a prime rib pretty well.
I got it. I can
I've done a
cook
few
big hunks
pretty
of meat.
well. I have ruined one.
That's one of those. My first one that I ever cooked was a little more done than I like it, but since then I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
But
That's the thing about doing those is, dude, you gotta take it out and go, God, I don't think it's done. I don't
you
think
got to
it's
let it
done.
rest for
Right.
15,
Yeah,
20
but you
minutes
got to
at
take
least.
it out like you guys know. You got to
Yeah.
take it out in time to where it's rested, to where
Yeah.
it's
Exact-
perfect.
oh, yeah, it's
instead
gotta
of
rest.
And that's
overdone.
what you
It's
got to
gotta rest 20, 30 minutes,
That's the
and-
thing is you got to pull it out and go, oh my God, I don't think it's done yet. I don't think it's done yet. And that's the nerve wracking.
You know what
But
drives
so
me?
back
Yeah,
before we
go
get
ahead.
too far off, I want to like my mom kicked ass. She came through, and she got all the kids like all this cool shit they wanted, and then I didn't even know it though, but she'd been saving coins for the kids at the piggy banks. Well, she cashed them out. Both the older kids got a $100 bill for Christmas.
Right. I was here
With
when
them. And the
I
kid,
think
like for
I was-
a kid to get a $100
Oh,
bill,
man,
dude,
that's huge. You think
7-year-old,
you're rich.
their eyes were
Yeah.
huge.
I think I was here when she gave it.
I never got a $100 bill when I was that age.
Oh man, being little, my grandma.
I'd get a $20 bill, and I thought I was rich
She'd
for a
give
week.
us $20
man.
on top of presents for Christmas. And
Yeah.
you're like, fuck yeah, I got 20 bucks.
$20.
My little sister once loaned me 20 bucks. Just needed some cash real quick and didn't have any access to get some, you know. And like the next week, I was giving her a ride somewhere, and I was bitching about money, and she's like, "I just gave you 20 bucks last week." I'm like, "You need to grow the fuck up because let me
Yeah.
tell you something. 20 bucks
20
is not
bucks.
shit."
$20 is forgettable.
I
I was,
used
like,
to-
I was like, a penny's worth more than 20 bucks.
During the
We're
summers,
gonna
I
be
used to go
real
stay a
hairy.
week with my grandmas. But both my grandmas lived. One lived in Laurel, one lived in Lockwood. and I'd go stay a week each summer with each of my grandmas, and my mom would give me right before she'd leave, and I remember as a little kid's head thinking, I wonder if I'm going to get that $20 this time.
Yeah.
Because I get $20, and then there'd be like
More
1 or 2
excited
days.
about the $20.
Yeah,
than going
there'd
to
be
see your
1 or 2
grandparents.
days that my grandma would take me to the mall while I was there. And, small town boy, we don't have a mall. And back then, malls were cool. And my grandma would take me to the mall. And I remember her always calling back home to my mom, going, he can't decide what to spend his money on. Like, it's $20. But it felt to me like $20 felt like a shit ton of money for me because I never had that as a kid.
I have a $20 story on the other side. Just like 2 days ago, one of my exes needed $20. I think she needed like 14,200.
Did she need it?
$20.
Or did you just want to? God damn it, John.
And so here's the. Just let me tell the story. It was I said, all right, well, I got a little cash for you. I said, it ain't much for you, but if it gets you through the night or whatever, then.
Noah's looking at him like he's going to beat him up right now.
But this is where it's funny. They drove out there probably like 4 times because I had all the lights off and locked the doors and pretended like I wasn't there. So they had to drive out there like 4 times. And finally I was like, well, there's a $20 bill on the seat of my pickup because I'm not home because I wasn't going to deal with the drama and everything. And all of a sudden, I bet it wasn't 3 minutes later, I hear the car pull up. Vroom, vroom, and I hear the door slam, and then another door slam, and then another door slam. I'm gone. I was like, so it was that valuable. Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
You actually gave the
That's what
$20? You dipshit.
But that's what I mean about how
I should
valuable.
smack you right now.
But that's how
$20
valuable it is to
It
a
is.
child,
You're right. Very good point.
right? Mm-hmm. To a child, that $20 was worth
Huge.
spending $20 in gas because it happened to be
Braden
in
and
the
Savannah
vehicle.
did some things for the fair this year, and they both, Braden says, I don't know what they did, but Braden says they both did the exact same thing. And they both scored the exact same thing on each one. Well, Savannah got a $10 check, and Braden got a $9 check. And he's been up and he's still just last
bothered him
week
about
said
it.
something about it, about a $1 difference that his little sister got that pissed him off.
It should have been the exact
Should have
same.
been. I should have got 10 too. I don't like he's all mad.
Oh man, yeah, like my first guitar I ever bought. I'd go mow a lawn for fucking $10 a whack once a week, and
Yeah.
I was just thinking I was living large, I got $350 saved up, go buy a guitar with, and you just think you're rich.
Is that the
Yeah.
guitar
This
you
is
got now?
never gonna run out. No, that was that Johnson I had, the first.
Yeah.
That's
first one I ever
amazing.
had.
That, speaking of a Johnson,
I-
Jason just got a Johnson. He bought a guitar at
It's
an
a
auction.
nice guitar. I just need to get
And
the
it's-
neck tweaked.
Jason plays guitar?
Well, he used to have an electric, and then he just quit playing it because he had a quarter his amp quit. And so then, when he was in Vegas, he always goes to this Vegas auction, and it's usually like NASCAR stuff. But he ended up getting this Johnson guitar. I don't remember now who it was. Signed by Hould and
Oh, cool.
the Montgomery Gentry guys.
Just Hootie.
That guy's dead now, too.
Yeah, and then there's a whole and the
probably worth
whole
something.
yeah.
I
and
play
it's
a
like
Montgomery
whole
Gentry song.
billboard, or not a billboard, but like when you walk into the movie theater,
Yeah.
and it's that. Only there was like 10 guys, 10 guys, and 10 guys, and every one of them signed it.
Cool.
Above or through their name or above their head or whatever. So he's got that whole signed poster, plus this guitar that's signed. I don't remember who he said it was all signed by, but
But anyway.
it's just a it's
Yeah.
it's not like
That's
it's
cool.
not a Martin,
But still, you got
but
to
it's
sign.
I was like, and I told him I was like 9 times out of 10 you end up playing an acoustic guitar over an electric guitar because, well, it's handy, and if kids are sleeping, and
I'm telling you, get a
Yeah,
little
no-
amp like Braden got for Christmas, and man, electric sure is easier to play.
yeah, oh, it's
Just
way
go click it
easier
on
to
with the little
play.
battery-powered one, and like
But shit, you can
that one
even-
you can crank
you
the
can
gain
get-
way up and still get good distortion out of quiet.
headphones that you
Yeah.
can plug right into your
But if
guitar
you're
and
learning,
fucking play
But
it
yeah,
in
you're
your
right.
ears.
I like them both.
if you're
man.
learning, dude, if you learn on an acoustic, an electric feels like butter.
How many guitars do you need if you're a seasoned guitar player?
I have a joke about that.
12. I think there's never like.
Yeah,
I
my
would like
cousin
to have
Sammy.
at least 4 because then I could have each one of them tuned
Yeah.
differently. And
I got
or
4
one
and
that
I got
sounds
4 and all of
different.
them are in standard right now. Oh no, I got wait. Let's see, 1, 2,
There's
Three,
a joke about all
four.
Jesus, Travis.
Yeah.
So I got five or six.
I got one.
but
No, I got two.
I did.
Yeah.
At one
But I
point I
never
had
played the one.
12.
I'm gonna
Before my
I'm gonna
la-
go home to probably frozen water and
another-
no woman and no dog to even.
Oh,
You know what? You know what makes a
geez.
difference to that, Johnny? Quit bitching about it and do something about it. That's what I've done. That's when I wake up in the morning, I start bitching. I go, God damn it, I got to do something. That's mine. Is I got to get my ass out and fix that problem. So you start fixing that problem instead of inviting them back for $20 in your pickup.
Well,
you're gonna have a fucking.
That was a one time.
Yeah, the fuck it is a one-time thing. You've been doing that many times.
It was one time this week.
Yeah, whatever,
One time
Debbie.
this week. No, that first Johnson I bought, I just got to get the neck tweaked, and that's a fucking nice guitar. It still sounds good. It's just so hard to play right now.
That's
I'm
what I
gonna-
feel about my body. Is need to get my neck tweaked a bit, and I'd feel great.
Jesus, I hear you there. I'm going out to feed cows for him, and I'm going to have it tuned when he gets back. That thing's going to be
And all the
tuned.
autographs are going to be rubbed off it.
Maybe.
It's like the
Johnny's
one I got
sweaty
now.
dick skinners.
The White
Yeah. Like-
Buffalo signed mine, and he signed it right where my arm is, and I've completely rubbed it off. Damn.
Jeff Ament signed
Aw.
Braden's skate helmet, and he wears it every day. Like, and it's still there pretty good. But I keep wondering, man, should we put that in a case? You know,
Oh,
like
and that's
That's like with
you know,
that signature. There's no
There's a
way I could
signature
go
on that.
back on it and try
Yeah.
to black it back in and like
Yeah,
spray it with
no.
something.
Yeah.
But no,
Well,
it's gone.
I'm gonna bring that up to him that maybe he should, spray it with some lacquer or something, to cover it.
it'll probably run it. No, you never know. Like, I don't know what the actual hang it on a wall in a case is what. See, what I'd like to have, and I'm not the greatest guitar player in the world or anything, but I love.
What?
Yeah, weird, huh? No, I love old guitars, man, or new guitars. I just
Oh, yeah.
like each one
I
of them
love
has a
guitars.
different
I love
personality.
guitars, period.
I like
Yeah.
instruments, not even so much just guitars. I like cool
I like
instruments.
the ones on the wall that don't work.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Each
one
one's
hanging there that doesn't
different,
even
too.
have strings on it right now, and I love that thing.
Yeah.
You can
And-
buy two of the same exact guitars, and I bet you
And they
can
sound
find
different.
Something different.
You're
about
right,
It.
yeah. And they're like snowflakes, man. They're all different.
Well, just
but-
like those two right there.
Yeah, they're the same guitar essentially. If anyone go on, I'm sure there's a picture of them on one of the podcasts.
where Nate and you and I took the last.
they're in that one.
Thing it's
they're
not a
essentially the same guitar. There's just
Different
a few
brand.
things different about
One's
it.
got
One's made-
stickers.
Yeah, but
One's cooler than the other one. No,
so I mean, down to that, how many do you need? I want a damn museum worth of them.
I would like to have.
Oh, yeah,
at least
dude,
four,
guitars are-
If I could ever have more than.
Oh,
Some
you can
peop-
get 4.
I'll
dude.
get-
You
I'll
work
get
at-
another
You're
one.
working at UPS
know-
now. You'll have 10 by the end of the year.
Some
Goddamn.
people collect coins. Some people collect cars. Some people collect stamps.
It's all what you're into. So motorcycles and guitars,
Yeah.
I can't get enough of them.
Dude, I love
They're all
guitars.
different. Same as motorcycles. They're all different, and I love them all.
Just like the guitars I have at my house, dude, I'm in love with them. And that kills me when I'm in the downer mood, when I'm Debbie.
When I'm Debbie.
And they're staring at
She's
me.
calling him that self.
Yeah.
They're just like staring at me, slapping me in the face. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't.
Like I said though, like I've said it a few times, there's got to be something we could find to help you with that.
You'd
know?
think.
Yep.
Some stretch you could like type in guitar played stretch to where it could just help you to be able to play it for.
I
more
think-
than-
Don't get me wrong. I
10
get
minutes.
cramped up. Like the way that my
Yeah.
neck and my back's fucked up. Sometimes if I'm a little stoked up, I think my back gets screwed up pretty bad playing guitar too. But you're right. I think like one of these mini guitars might help you out. 'cause
My
you're not
worst
reaching
is
over
my
it so
wrist.
big.
I never thought about it
Me too,
until
with
until I really started playing a lot. Like I always thought, why the fuck does my wrist hurt? But I severely damaged my growth plate growing up when I broke it when I was younger, and I'm convinced that's got to be part of it.
I got 7 screws and a plate in my wrist right now, and it's made a big difference on the way my
Hey.
wrist feels when I play guitar.
They always used to say masturbation will make you go blind. Not wreck your guitar career.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, they never warned me about that. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm gonna take a quick break. Let's take a quick break. I'm gonna refresh
before we
this fucking
stop,
drink.
I do say I think the junior guitar
It's not
was
even
the
a
way to
junior,
go.
it's just
Dude,
a
I'm a
travel
small
guitar,
frame. I'm a
it's-
small frame dude. So like a travel guitar like
I
this.
played that
fits
the
me
other
well.
day. I played that the other day, and I didn't hurt near as bad as
I'm
I
gonna
would
buy
playing
Johnny one
Yeah,
for his birthday.
I just actually put a bid on a Taylor Swift.
it is
coming
on
up.
recording,
I put-
Johnny.
coming
you can
up.
hold me to that.
I put
coming up.
I put a bid today on a Taylor mini guitar like this, but it's a Taylor Swift one, and Johnny looked great. His girl sunglasses and the Taylor guitar.
He could marry
I was-
that thing too.
I was
He'd have a woman then.
I was
And I'd
thinking
wear-
about my daughters, but the more I think about it,
If it-
Johnny would look better with this
If it
Taylor
came
Swift
with
guitar.
if it came with Taylor's sunglasses,
Yeah, I'm gonna get her a pair of Taylor sunglasses.
have him
And-
have him spray her signature perfume on it.
Yeah.
That'd be all right.
all right, peace.
All right, we'll be right back. Montarctica.com. Hey,
Travis.
welcome back. I put the pen down and grabbed a guitar
There
instead.
you go.
so I don't click the pin. Hopefully, I just play a bunch of annoying.
Now all
guitar
you
music.
hear is every once in a while his hand sliding
Yeah.
up and down the neck.
He's jacking it all.
Wiki, wiki, wiki. So anyway, we were just discussing. Nothing you guys need to fucking hear about. But I do got some other things to talk about. How about NFL? Noah's team,
How
my
about
team.
the NFL?
They
I
both
hope
fired the
bring-
coach.
I
Dude,
hope
like,
they bring in John.
Noah's a Raiders fan, and they're gonna get John Gruden. That's like
Gruden?
It sounds almost for sure.
They're
Yeah.
going to fucking
Even he's
Vegas.
saying
They're gonna
that.
get Gruden. They're gonna like it's gonna be whether he's still gonna be good or
Whether
not.
he
Who
comes
knows?
in and changes it or
You
not.
never
I'm
know.
just pumped
It's
that they're going to hire
such a
John
cutthroat
Gruden.
business.
So
you
yeah,
don't
here's a
know
cutthroat
at
business.
this point.
The winningest fucking Lions coach they've had, and the only one to ever be fired with a winning, or the second one only to be fired with a winning record. The winningest one they've had for a long fucking time, if not the most winningest coach, just got fired for a 9-7 season.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And
pretty good season this year.
9-7 seasons, 2 in a row. They made the playoffs last year. They've made the playoffs 2 of the 4 years or 3 of the 4 years that he's been there.
Well-
and they fired him, and they're looking for somebody else. And they're saying they're looking the Lions. They say they're looking maybe at Matt Patricia, the Patriots.
He's a douchebag.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know him. I don't.
No, I'm sure he'd be a good coach. So that's just like the Raiders. Until last year when they had their winning season, and then fuck the Raiders this year. I don't know what happened to him, but the last good
Derek
coach
Carr
they
got
had-
paid and wants to go sit on his
Yeah,
yacht
he's
and not throw a football.
douchebag. God, I had so much respect for him until this year. But the Raiders went 8-8 in like 2009 or somewhere
Yeah.
around there, and they fired that coach.
I'm
The
telling
first coach they'd had in 7-8 years that won a game barely, and they fire him.
Dude, I get it. Think of how I feel. I'm a Colts
The
fan.
NFL is the most
When-
cutthroat business in the
when
world.
Chuck-
They fired their coach this year too.
Yeah, the
when
Colts got rid of
Pagano-
Chuck.
Right. Why didn't they keep Bruce Arians when they had the chance?
Yeah.
The Colts also had
Well,
Jim
because that
Caldwell.
would have looked really
And listen,
bad for the Colts to
'Cause he
fire
had-
their coach
yeah,
that
well,
had
the-
cancer
right.
and keep Bruce
I'm going,
Arians.
fuck that.
The-
Keep Bruce
The
Arians.
Colts had Jim Caldwell, the Lions coach,
Yep.
back right at the tail end of the Manning days,
Dude,
and he did well. And then they had that 2-14 season where they lost Manning and they didn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
They got their ass kicked, and that's when Caldwell got fired from that. But other than that, he went to a Super Bowl, and like,
Sure. But
and now he was
But-
the Lions coach, and he was good.
But the point
But
is,
I don't. And the thing is with the Lions is they think that he's not the guy to get him over the hump.
Yep.
And he is. He's like a real stoic guy. He's
It's
a
not
real
the
like
coach.
He's the
Oh
most
my
calm
God.
guy. He's the most calm dude in the world. But there are certain things that I've seen happen in certain games where he didn't have him prepared the right way, or you knew that. But that's not it.
In all
Get better
reality,
players. Get
the
a
head
fucking
coach
running back that can
probably
do
has the
something.
least amount of power on the team.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
mean, you got your coordinators,
Most
and
of
then
that-
it's all up to your fucking
know?
players. If a player plays bad, a coach is going to get fired.
if you
because
can't
of
get
it.
your players
unless they're
fired
not
up, if you
unless
can't
they're
get
not
your-
a franchise player.
No. If you can't get your players fired up to play for you and want to win, and most of that starts with the front office, the goddamn
Right.
GM.
Well, see, that's the deal. The Lions GM came in on a year that they thought Caldwell that he would have cleaned house completely. They would have got rid of Caldwell and everybody, but Caldwell made the playoffs. So you can't fire a dude that just made the playoffs, especially when
Sure you can.
especially when the Lions don't make the playoffs though. Like the Lions went from 0-16, then Jim Schwartz got him, and he had him for I think 4 years, and
And I thought he was a
righted
good
the
coach.
ship, but he's a little crazy. He's a better defensive coordinator, I think, than a head coach. He's a crazy fucker. Like he would,
What the fuck does a
difference.
head coach do, though?
What the complaint is now, like about our head coach now, is you'd never see him out there arguing with the refs.
Yeah, he wasn't.
He's
wasn't
just calm.
fucking
But the thing is, the whole team's been
emotional
calm
enough. Or
Well,
whatever
Jim
you
Schwartz
wanna
would be
call
out there bumping chests, ready to fight Harbaugh the one game.
Yeah.
Like so.
I
so
think
that
we're
he was.
starting to get boring.
Yeah, we might be. He was the opposite, and now Caldwell was the calmer, and now they're looking for somebody a little more fired up, I guess. But
Sounds
you're
like
right.
the story of my life.
Sorry for.
Jeez, Mr. Boring.
Yeah.
Wow.
Say we're
God
getting
forbid
boring,
we-
and then you come on and say sounds like the story of my life.
You know
God
what?
forbid we
There's
talk about
three
the most
people that
exciting
care
sport.
about the Raiders, the Lions, and the Colts.
My dad loves the Raiders.
Yeah, well, and I've always been told, find your niche and go at that, because if you try to hit everybody in the spectrum, you're losing already.
Okay. Well,
But you're right. Nobody does care about the Colts, except for my dad.
Yeah.
Your old
No,
man's
and
a
I don't
Colts
think my
fan?
dad even really cares. Yeah, he is. My old man's a Colts fan.
Yeah. What?
Yeah.
My old man, he was a whatever. I think he was seemed like he was a fan of whatever pissed me off. My old
so
man
he was like my little brother.
he'd be a fan of whatever would make me mad at the time. And
Hey, what do you
don't
think?
get me wrong, I still loved my dad and respected him and everything. That was just his little way of getting to me.
Do you think maybe your parents had you and Caleb, and then went, God, we got to have some more boys. These ones weren't what we were looking for, and then they had some
Fuck
girls.
no, dude. I'm the bomb.
That's what I'm afraid of with me was
I'm afraid if I have another one, I'll have another girl, which I'm not afraid because I love my girls, dude. I
Oh,
love
and they
my
love
girls.
your dad.
God damn it!
They love your.
The thing
they
is
love their dads.
little
like-
boys don't love their dads as much as little girls do. I mean, well, that's a blanket
Wait a
statement. That's
minute,
way
I
off.
don't know, yeah.
That's way off. But I mean, it feels like it as a dad.
It's
Little
the same
girls come
way
up
for
and cuddle you
parents,
more.
know?
But boys tend, in my experience, and this is just one experiment in my own house, but or I shouldn't even say experiment, but my boy leans like he'll ask Carol for help a lot more often than he'll ask me.
Yeah.
And even his mom,
because
whatnot.
dads are
But
harder on their boys.
You're right.
I
You
was
are
just
harder
gonna
on your
say
boy.
that, yeah.
But your little girls, we're nicer than I can't even say nicer, but it seems like we're the ones like
Yeah.
you know.
And-
Oh my God, my
And my
little
only
girl.
the only experience I know is I have two girls, and I
You
was
guys don't
hard-
even know because neither one of you got a boy, do you?
Right, and I was hard on my girls because I never had a boy, but I grew up with two brothers, and I knew how I was raised,
Yeah.
and he was hard
That's
on
how
me.
I am.
I mean, he wasn't like super hard on
Like,
me. I was never beat or
My girls
left
are
out in the cold.
turning
Nothing.
me into a big fucking sissy.
Yeah,
Like,
and
Travis
that's
was just
what-
saying
Me
one of
too.
my girls is about to get hurt or gets hurt, and I'm like, I'm the dad that's like, what the fuck? Why couldn't I have prevented that?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah,
Cause like
Yeah.
I had a brother, and me growing up, I know how wild I was and how many times I got hurt. 90% of the time they get hurt, and you're like, I know how that feels. That
Yep.
fucking sucks. I can't help you.
Bounce their,
I was raised
bounce their
around.
chin off the coffee table or something. You're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
like you knew that.
Yeah.
I had an older brother and a younger brother, and all my cousins were boys. I had some cousins that were girls, but for the most part, I hung around my cousins that were boys, and I had a brother and a brother.
Yeah.
And then I was blessed with two daughters, and
Well, yeah. I would like to have a boy, but mainly because I was saying
I'd like to get another boy.
They've turned me
I'm
into a
not gonna
sissy.
keep
I would
trying.
love to have a boy. I want to fucking teach a boy how to wrestle.
The biggest thing
I
that
wanna
holds me
watch
back
him play
is-
football.
That'd
You
be
know?
something.
I don't
else.
want my kids to be poor, so like it's real tough for me to just keep pumping out kids
Yeah.
and not be really earning the money. You know.
You know, I would. Yeah.
I think
you're
after my
saying.
urethra surgery, I'm not having any more kids.
I mean, yeah, that's a good bet. But fuck, like
No, that
my
would
dad
be,
didn't
that
give
would
me
be cool. The legacy
money
thing.
or a business to fucking grow up into, but
Me neither.
he raised me the right way to where I know
To where you
what
know
it takes,
respect and you know
and what
you
it is
know
to be a
work
good
ethic
parent,
and
yeah.
you know, yeah.
But if I did have a boy and he fell down and hurt himself, I could be like, "Get up, you! Why are
Yeah.
you crying? Jeez,
And not
toughen
worry
up."
about.
Oh yeah, I'm
But-
way
yeah.
harder on.
But with the girls, you're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god,
You
are
okay?
you all
Give me a
right?
kiss.
I'm
better?
learning that.
I'm way
learning
harder on
that.
my boys.
Do you want an
as
ice
far as
cream?
that
Let me
goes.
go buy you a new toy."
I'm learning that.
I'm way harder on, and it's cool. I can tell that it's toughened him up.
If I had a
in ways.
boy, his name
it's
would be
also drove
Wilder.
him-
I'd name him Wilder
it's almost
because there's no such thing as a wilder Hould than me.
There would be then.
There would be then.
Yeah, you poor son of a. There's a reason. Whatever there is upstairs didn't give you a boy.
The aliens,
Yeah.
because I don't necessarily believe in a lot of things that most people
What are
do.
you trying to tell me? You don't believe in semen and women's eggs?
That's called science, my friend. That's called science.
Johnny Science.
right?
I think so. I don't
Debbie
know. Now,
scientist.
geez, now you got me really thinking.
You know that whole break we took? I took to get a drink and I didn't even fucking make a drink.
That's all right because we got to close this out. I got important
Yeah.
shit to do tomorrow.
Johnny was talking about the little guitars to play, and
Yeah.
I was talking about the first guitar I bought, a Johnson. And John's
Oh,
like, I
the
like
big
how little
Johnson,
those
the
are.
little
And so I was
Johnson.
like, dude, my little Johnson.
That's right. That's how we. That's right.
Here's something. This is off subject.
I was talking
again,
about
but
the guitar people.
Do you guys remember?
they don't know
Do you
that.
guys remember Big Johnson shirts, John? Do you remember? Big
I
Johnson
do.
Shirts?
I
no,
remember
I didn't.
'em.
I can't believe you don't remember. They
I'm
were
sure
a
I've
big
seen
fat.
one. I just
Yeah,
don't.
there was all sorts
Big
of different
Johnson
styles of
trucking
them.
because we
Yeah.
haul it longer and harder or
Yeah.
whatever. Like it was all innuendo.
There was baseball bat ones. There was trucking.
Big Johnson
there was-
fishing. The
yeah.
longer lure you dangled or
Yeah.
whatever, but like they were all like businesses. It'd say Big Johnson on the front and
Yeah.
then it had a business on the back.
How about this? If you have a Big Johnson shirt or remember the best one, let us know. And we want to remember the Big Johnson.
I was like, I want to say I was probably 8th grade, maybe freshman when it was popular. So it was a little racy for me to get one. But I remember when I got my first one, I was pretty proud of that fucking shirt.
My uncle's name is Jim Johnson, and I remember he would always get a Big Johnson
Yeah,
shirt.
they were
for
funny
Christmas.
shirts, man. I wonder if you can find them on eBay. I wonder if the company's even.
Dude, go to
Oh,
Snorg
man.
Tees. I
Something
bet you
anymore.
can find one on there. Snorg Tees has the best fucking t-shirts.
My uncle's
in the world.
probably got a closet full of them.
Probably.
And he's not a very big guy. He's probably like 5'4", 5'5". He's not a great big guy, but his name is Johnson.
BigJohnClassics.com. Big John
Johnson.
or Big Johnson.
All right, now we're just
Here
we're
you go. Here,
rambling. We-
no, watch. I will pull up a couple. I found them. I'm gonna. So people that didn't know 'em.
Oh, did you hear
Big
that?
Big
did.
Johnson. Big Johnson firefighting. She's gonna get wet fast when she sees the size of your hose.
Yeah, there's some
Big Johnson
great ones.
off road. She'll love it on all fours. Big Johnson Classics. Oh, that's the wrong one. Big Johnson swinging seaman charter fishing. Grab a pole and get wet. You don't need higher priced hookers
One of
when
my
you've
old-
got a Big Johnson.
One of my old bosses,
We're a
he was
salty
in the
bunch.
Navy, and I always teased him because he was a discharged seaman.
Big Johnson Racing. They'll get on their knees when
That
you
is
pull in
pretty
with a
good.
Big Johnson.
How? Yeah, what can you say? You know, that is, you were a discharged seaman.
Yeah.
You're no good. You don't do anything but make a stain.
Last one. Big Johnson Contractors.
Or a bad taste
We don't
in
stop
someone's
until
mouth.
you get drilled, nailed, and hammered. And these were popular shirts. People always they got the drawings on them is great
You
illustration,
used to
dude.
be able to wear them in school. I bet you couldn't now.
The drawings are hilarious.
That's sexual harassment right there.
In today's day.
Yeah.
They had.
We
they
won't
had
even,
they were
let's
girl
not
wrong
even
without
get in.
raping her, you
Yeah,
know,
let's
like,
not even
you
get
raped
into that
me.
on this episode.
holy. Here's one that you definitely couldn't wear today. Oh man, it's
Is
taking
there
a
a
minute.
picture of a penis on it?
It's more offensive apparently. God damn it! It clicked off it. Let me go back. Big Johnson Redneck Garage. In the back of it's a great big rebel flag, and it says,
Yeah, you can't do that.
"She'll always be ready when you go or ready to go down south if you jack her up with a Big Johnson." There's a big rebel flag and a bunch of women hanging out of the back of a GTO. So yeah, I mean they were
Terrible.
Big Johnson Trucking Company. I was close on that one. You'll always deliver a massive load when you're hauling a Big Johnson.
That's a good one.
Anyway, that's the end of them. Fuck, there's so many.
No more Big Johnsons.
I can't
Yes.
believe no one ever seen them before because man, were they popular. Everybody had to have a Big Johnson.
So what is the day today? The 4th?
Yeah.
Is today the 4th of January? All right, how about on right now before we shut down, we vow to do another one before what is it? It's Friday. We vow to do one before next Friday.
Oh, we're gonna do one. It's all a matter of you wanting to come in.
My weekend is filled. I
don't
Mine
think-
too.
cooking
Hopefully,
and
I'm
then
gonna
I
be on
feed
some
and
mountain snowboarding.
You're right. It does kind of depend if Johnny wants to come in or not because if he doesn't show up, I'm doing one anyway.
Well,
I'll
that's
be
what I'm
here,
saying
yeah.
is I work cooking all weekend and then I'm feeding cows in the afternoon and evening, and I've pretty much got to stay out there.
Johnny, I won in high school my senior year. I won biggest excuse maker. Did you win that too?
No, I won.
How did you not? Who the fuck won
Most
it in your
likely
class?
to succeed.
No, I did not.
I was most likely to marry my high school sweetheart.
Imagine that.
That happened.
Congratulations.
I got most accident prone too, and 13 broken bones later, I suppose.
I don't think
I got that one and the
I don't
most
think I won
badass
anything.
motherfucker to ever go to school in Malta. So
I don't
I'm
think
2
I
for
ever.
2 as well.
I don't think I ever won anything.
Oh, you had to. Everyone got something. That was like a rule.
I won $500 about 3 years ago at the Kid Curry Casino.
Me too.
Got a new TV and I bought it locally, and you know what happened to it?
It broke.
Yep. About a year and a day later, right when the warranty broke.
Of course. They're programmed to do that.
I wonder. So yeah, I'm not a big believer in a lot of things.
Yeah, we know.
Fucking John.
Anyways, yeah,
Poor Debbie's back.
yeah, I gotta try and go home and go to sleep now.
Oh,
It's
you
not
will.
an easy task.
Should we start a poll? Who can call Johnny at 3 in the morning and see if he's still awake? Or because you know he will
No,
be.
I won't be.
It depends on it, because I usually wake up 3 or 4 times through the night because I don't sleep. Don't sleep well, I'll say that. But anyways, what I'm saying is I gotta get home because I have a big day tomorrow, and I'm actually pretty stoked about what could happen, the outcome of tomorrow. It could be all for goodness, and it could be all for goodness. So,
Well, for goodness sakes.
Well, the ball's in your court.
Yep. Yeah. No,
It can be good.
It's nerve-wracking, and that's probably why I won't sleep well tonight. But it is. It's. I think it's all going to be goodness, and it's all going to work itself out like it always does. And then once that happens, maybe I can have a regular life and a regular schedule planned, and we can do things like normal people do. But maybe not.
Oh, it'll happen.
I got faith in you.
Yeah. That's what Tim McGraw said about his wife.
No, he's in faith.
Oh, that's what I meant the other way around.
Yeah, as far as I know, he's still in faith.
Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure. I just saw him on a talk show.
Yeah, we did. She
Oh.
still looks fucking 30 years old.
Yeah, yeah. How rich do you think those two are?
Pretty rich.
I would say
They got enough to do what they want, but they still keep doing their
They still do their
jobs.
thing.
At
but-
that point, you make so much money. Do you still want to like tour like a crazy person? Is that
Yeah,
your
I
really is that your
wondered
joy?
that.
Or,
I
You
think
know,
if you
or do you
made it that-
eventually
I-
want to like hang out on your yacht? So like,
Yeah, I think if you made it that far, as long as they've been doing it, then music is more than just money.
that's
to-
what you do.
know.
You're right. That's what-
music is your
That's
life.
your.
I
it's
really
your-
wonder, like, the one-hit wonders that made it. Like, there's so many that have other occupations and shit, too. But I wonder, like,
Yeah.
if they didn't just make that one-hit wonder, and they went,
Chumbawamba.
and they went,
But I get up again.
all right, we're rich the rest of our life. And now I got to
Yeah.
go pursue my food truck business I wanted to have. Or, whatever might have been their
Whatever.
other passion.
Yeah.
Do you
Obviously,
suppose they
this
just
is
drop
their
off because
passion.
music wasn't their main passion? Or do you suppose that
They lucked out.
they got a good song? Sometimes, I suppose, I bet it's every scenario is completely different.
Well, and
but
maybe, and I think a lot of times maybe they switch bands and switch bandmates.
you get mad at each other, whatever it is.
and the music changes. If you have 5 guys and you make this great album, and then none of you get along after that, and you switch, and so now all of you go to different bands, you're not going to make the same music, right? I mean,
No. Well, because if you switch bands, then everyone would say you sound too much like the fucking,
right.
I think the only band that's got away with that is fucking AC/DC.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
People
and
still love that shit.
AC/DC
I can't
is
even
the
put
one
AC/DC.
band that every genre, every age, every race, every ethnicity.
I know some people that hate AC/DC.
I'm not
sure,
the biggest fan.
Sure.
Of
But
like
if
'em.
you,
I
I
like 'em.
remember
I don't
when
give a
I
shit
was
what anybody
when I
says.
was younger,
They're good, solid
you
rock
go
and roll.
to,
Like,
you go to a bonfire, and you could have Indians, black people, women, men, white guys. You could have everyone there, and the
are you
one
saying that music
thing
matters, race?
we could all get along with was AC/DC. Everyone listens to AC/DC.
You're right. A lot
Yeah,
of people do.
everyone knows at least one song by
Yeah,
AC/DC.
simple. I mean, old, young, you name it. AC/DC is the one music that bridges the.
Eminem's
just
similar
about
to that.
everything.
Oh, fuck
I
yeah.
mean,
when
not-
we went wolf hunting last year, me and Jerry McEwen were rapping Eminem. with
Yeah, I
each
mean,
other.
Eminem was so big that he's done some shit later in his career,
He's
but
kind
he
of
was
a
so big
fucking
that his new
douchebag
shit,
now.
is.
I haven't even
No, I
listened
mean,
to
like,
it.
no, I mean, like he got his biggest songs. Everybody knows. Hi, my name is.
That's the song we were rapping.
Everybody knows that shit. I mean, everybody's heard it so much that.
Yeah,
And
he's
there's-
clever. Something about clever.
I seen a funny meme
Wanna
today
watch
on the
me stick
internet.
9-inch nails reach my eyelids?
I know, dude. That
It's
first
the-
time
the-
I heard him, I just about cried because I just couldn't believe
He was saying what he said.
how awesome that was.
Mm-hmm.
That he was just saying it and doing it, and he didn't give a
Oh, yeah, I had to
crap.
hide listening to it for so many years. My mom caught me with a CD Eminem. She'd break it, and then I'd have to find a way to get it.
That when I was in high
That'd be
school,
Metallica.
or not even in high school, but that when I was like junior high was the first Adam Sandler comedy CD.
Oh,
And
the
our
one with
parents
the
found it,
kicker?
and they thought we were so terrible. The goat.
Yeah, the
and
kicker.
Yeah.
What was another one?
Put up
off
your
that
dukes. I
fucking
ain't got no dukes.
album.
Gosh, and we got
Tall Booth Willie.
man, oh man, did we get
Was,
in
Hanukkah
trouble
on
for
that
having?
one?
It might have been, yeah.
I'm sure it was.
I think so. But it was his first comedy, dude. It was so good. Adam
All right.
Sandler was out of control then.
Here's what I'm gonna say: is it's Thursday, January 4th, 11:30.
So we're gonna be in here at
Monday.
least Monday or Tuesday to
No.
talk about the weekend.
I was gonna say probably the 8th.
Yeah, for snowboarding, it'd be great. Skiing. Noah can
Because
come give
I
you the
gotta,
review on his new board.
I gotta get out of here. I'm
Whether
not
we can
gonna
go or
lie
not,
to
we'll
you.
figure it out.
I usually don't really have much of a time schedule or a time plan, but I just happen to have something important to do tomorrow, and it's already almost midnight, so I have to focus a little bit on more than being selfish. I know that's weird for me to say or do, but it's just the way it is.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, Johnny is apparently closing out the podcast. 'cause
Well,
he's
and
quitting on
with
us.
any
I get it, I
luck,
get it.
I'll bring back my
been a fun one.
creativity. And,
People like an hour and a half of a podcast. Quick, this is the one thing I wanted to talk about that I never did get to, though, real fast, because it won't be quite as relevant later because people will hear about it. China is planning this year, it sounds like, to carry plants and insects to the surface of the moon.
They'll die.
I was just gonna
Or
say they'll
will
never
they?
survive.
Or will they?
Who knows?
Probably
As far
not.
as we know,
China's
fucking-
giving it a shot. You know what?
we
I
might
would-
not have ever even landed on them.
I wish
We might
America
shoot 'em down.
I really, really wish that instead of so much war, America would spend more money on exploration and keeping us fucking safe.
Right.
Not so much from like
know-
keeping the whole planet safe.
you know what we
man.
should be
like, come
doing?
on,
We should
follow all
be-
the asteroids and bomb them if you have to, or whatever you got to do. But
We should be launching freaking unmanned rockets like to the moon or
All the time.
wherever, and dropping off giant pods of fuel.
the biggest thing that we have right now is like the Voyager
Preparing.
left our solar system, but that thing was launched in what?
Right.
70s?
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah, and
I don't
it
even
finally
know. Like,
reached there.
Why don't we
Yeah.
launch a bunch of
why don't we have one
those
going
things
off every
that
week?
sit
or-
on Mars and sit there with a giant and then there's a whole
pot of
new
fuel.
refueling station.
Whatever it is that can go up there robotically and do it. But like, it's crazy to me. Come on, spend some of my and listen. I pay taxes, so spend some of my fucking tax dollars.
Well, there's
On-
none of our tax dollars go to NASA anymore, right?
No, NASA's got a shit budget compared to our war budget,
Oh man,
dude.
it's been like that forever. Though.
I know, but
Which I don't know. I get it to a certain point, especially the way the world is.
I mean, we
today.
want to have a.
Yeah, but do we
badass
make the world that
military,
way?
but-
Yeah,
I
we're
get it.
opening
Do we
a whole new can of worms here.
well, that's a
aren't we?
big can of worms, I guess. But I mean, and I do 100% agree with what like the military stuff is. But some of our spending's out of control. I wish that we spent way more money on science and research and development of things
Right.
than we do almost anything else.
We're killing ourselves, but we don't care.
Yeah.
At some point, dude, our world is going to explode.
And
whether
this
it's
is
from
this is a little bit of
supervolcanoes
vodka deep.
or-
I'm not quite political right now, but I'm
Right.
just saying the way I feel
But like
sometimes.
we were talking about our children or grandchildren or great grandchildren.
I'd be
At
proud
some
if it was
point,
American bugs
we're
going
in
to
a
the
super
fucking moon
volcano
instead of
here.
Chinese bugs.
Yeah, at some point,
No.
shit's gonna hit the fucking fan.
Yeah.
You know.
So I would. Think,
I mean, if Yellowstone goes,
I want to learn.
Fucked.
I want to
We
learn.
are,
I want to
yeah.
learn as many languages and cultures as I possibly can in this life. Just because I feel like that's one of the most frustrating things in the world to me. Is
About,
that I can't communicate with somebody across the world that's the
Fuck,
same age
nowadays
as
you
me.
can.
Yeah, I mean, now
Authentic,
you
just talk
can.
to
Now,
your
yeah, now
phone.
Google's hitting
No.
it, and that's awesome. But it's really frustrating to me that we've lived this long without being able to communicate.
the
with
only
everybody.
thing I'm fluent in is authentic frontier gibberish.
Yep.
sounds
I'm
about
pretty
right.
fluent in North
Where'd you
Montana.
come up with that?
Blazing Saddles, my
Oh,
friend.
okay. No wonder you're old. Jesus, was that on TV or is that a radio show?
No, it's a
I'm
movie.
kidding. I
It's
know
Mel
it.
Brooks.
I know.
It's just like being like, I love Led Zeppelin. That dude is so cool.
Yeah, that dude. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt.
So
All right.
what do you guys think? If I got $6,000 to spend What kind of?
I say spend
No, without an investment. I mean, I'm saying
nine.
no, into some entertainment for this area. What do you guys want to hear? What do you guys want to see?
What do I want to see?
Sure. Got any ideas?
Badass show.
Yeah, me too. That's all I
Get
care
the
about.
White Buffalo, dude.
I think
I bet you
should.
could book him for $4,000.
I bet it's a little more than that.
Both shows I've went to were in bars.
I'll look
packed
into
full.
it. You're right.
I mean, that couldn't have cost that much.
The Buffalo would be good.
And everyone would love that.
Not everyone.
Fuck, well, whoever didn't.
My mom would
split
come
it.
critique him.
Let's-
She's the greatest
Or split it.
critiquer ever.
I'll bet you could get.
She'd have a hard time, man. I'm
I'll
telling
bet
you.
you
that
could
dude's
get
fucking
Sam
wicked.
Hould for pretty decent rate, and he's freaking good.
I keep trying to get Randy Rhodes up here. That'd be great.
Yeah, why don't you get the two of them?
I told him he can come play this guitar if he ever just
Both
comes up here.
Both local boys, and do a badass local show.
Yeah, that'd be fucking
My old
sweet.
man,
My-
Big Jory's
yeah.
band. I'd like to get Warren Taylor in on that mix because I like his music too.
Sam's got a whole band. He's got a whole setup. He's ready to rock and roll, and he's good. And it would be all local guys. Oh man, how cool would you bring people
If you
in?
book them, we would have to write a few songs.
I might
Then we
even
should
show
do a
up.
Johnny song
Yeah,
to play.
I might even show up.
Johnny hasn't showed up to one of my shows yet.
I'd
I
like
can't,
to
dude.
open.
There's too many crowd. Sorry.
No, you dude. You know how much fucking cool shit you've missed out on?
I've bought tickets to every one of your shows.
You know how much cool shit you've missed out on? It's right up your alley. Like I bring these thinking, God, John's gonna love this guy, and then
I've bought a ticket to every one of your shows. I just never go.
you could have found the love of your life at one of my shows, John.
Yeah, what was his name? I just beat you to the punchline.
Did you just
I
come
know.
out live on the podcast?
No, I just beat you to the punchline, asshole.
Well, I guess we can wrap it up after Johnny's
to.
coming out party and
It's not.
We're gonna let you think on that until Monday or Tuesday. people.
Yeah, no, I
John
gotta go
promises.
home. Yeah,
usually he breaks those.
you can check my phone. I won't go home and watch gay porn
Well, you don't have to.
on purpose.
On purpose. The girls never came.
You click on that and you think that you think it's going live on Facebook. Suddenly you're like,
No,
Yeah,
don't
we're-
share that.
Don't
Don't share
yeah.
that.
why do they put a share button on
Don't-
porn?
Don't turn the
Yeah,
camera on.
You got to
No.
be careful.
Well, guys, hey, thanks. Another Montarctica podcast.
Yeah.
Sweetness.
Hey, wait a minute, dude. We didn't even discuss this yet.
What?
This is episode number 40.
Wow. How many subscribers we got now?
A lot.
Over 20,000.
Yeah,
don't we?
twenty
I mean,
nine
that's
point
not
five
a ton,
k
but that's awesome.
across all
It's a lot
platforms.
more than I fucking thought we were ever
I
gonna
search
get.
it and it's like it's up on other venues too. It's on like I want to say like Last FM and other things like that I haven't even put it on. It's on
Wow.
now. People
That's
are starting
awesome.
to like other podcast hosting sites are starting to share it.
It's because we're fucking badass.
So anyway, yeah, episode 40, motherfucker. I'm gonna have to go back and get that in the intro because
That must be.
I can't not when it's episode 40. We should have
Yeah.
did
That
something
must mean
special.
if people want to start sending us things, this would be the time to do it.
Send us things, yeah, because we're gonna be way too big for that shit.
Wow. I mean, yeah. If you want to send us like cool pictures, or,
We like cool things.
Yeah, like
Yeah, we're
I mean,
cool
like,
dudes.
and by cool pictures, I mean cool pictures that we can put on
Like
the wall in a
cold,
frame.
hard
Yeah, we got some
cash.
sweet shit in
like
there, but here, I mean.
cool things that we
Unique that you brought from anywhere in the world, or if you're
Tangible.
listening from across the
Yeah,
world,
it's a good word
feel
for
free
it.
to send something.
some
My boys in
something that you
Demi
have
over
to
there in the
put in a
Philippines,
box.
we want something cool from the Philippines.
Yeah, we
Send us
want
an alligator tooth.
We'll send shit back.
yeah,
Crocodile tooth.
or yeah. I was just about to say a bunch of things, but I think we can leave it at that. Next time on 41st.
Yeah, number 41.
Yeah, we'll have some good shit.
Number 41, I'll probably
I can't
be
believe
42.
I can't believe I didn't think of that before I hit record today. So when
When
you
is
guys
your
hear me
birthday?
at the end of this
17th.
podcast, you're gonna hear that you heard it the first because
My fucking
back
wife is
and
on
edit.
the 17th. I knew that.
Really?
What?
We were saying that one.
when
night.
Oh.
what?
January 17th.
I had a good friend that died when I was a junior in high school, and I think I was junior. Was I
On
junior?
that same day,
And his birthday was that day,
Damn.
mine was.
That's a good thing to end
June
on.
17th.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So it's gonna be a full
I think
moon.
the guy that he was in the car with died as a junior. We were freshmen.
Fuck, that's wicked.
we were
God
only
damn, that
freshmen.
sucks.
Oh wow! Just when we were all giggling too. Thanks, Travis.
No, it's all right. He was a fun-loving guy. It's good. It's good. It's all good.
I know a couple people that have that same birthday, but not very many. Muhammad Ali had that birthday. Several of the worst earthquakes in the world were on that birthday. Natural disasters and terrible children.
Terrible children.
That's your birthday? Is that what the... I wasn't listening when you first said that. He said Kelsey's.
What
Yeah.
a surprise.
17th.
Sorry if I missed your birthday again, John.
Watch, I'll go home and Kelsey will be like, my birthday's not on the 17th.
Yeah, I hope so.
No, she won't. You hear me?
It's not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
She,
all right.
Carol almost had Rhea on her birthday. Had her the day after.
Well,
Or
hey,
actually, I think it's
my youngest
officially 2
daughter
days
was born on my dad's birthday, 4th of July. What are the odds
Yeah,
of
2 days after.
I thought, well, both my last two kids, Ivy's is on July 11th and Willow's is the 14th.
Nice.
That's some timing right there, boys.
My brother's July 14th.
That takes talent. Is it?
Yeah. Weird. What a weird little birthday triangle we
What a
just solved.
small world we live in.
Crazy. Montarctica. Smaller than most,
Peace out.
but bigger than Johnson.
Laters.